Bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da da ba ba da da ba da da ba da 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 ba da da ba da ba da ba ba. Okay, there's me. I'm working on it. I need output capture.
I can
Add that
hear.
one.
I
Okay, can you hear now? There we go. So let me defend myself, okay? I quickly scrambled to put this together like the last possible minute. It should be all good now.
John,
Yeah, I was scrambling to put this all
I
together
did. I made a
last
noise.
possible minute.
Oh, okay.
I assembled it in a separate thing. Realized that it wasn't going to work. I had to reassemble everything again. I just forgot to put the audio sources in there. Okay, so what I was saying, now that we can all hear each other, this is CEFG Cast. I called it that because I couldn't think of a better name. What you see on screen right now was very quickly put together. At the last possible minute. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. We are here. Let me introduce everyone first. I'm Colin, your host, CEFG100. You know who I am because you've been on this channel. You also probably know who John is. John Balla TV. He's more
Hello.
popular than I am. And of course, I'm joined by the lovely Calvin, my best friend in the whole world.
Yes.
Podcast?
Spaghetti.
Yes, podcast.
Podcast. Hello.
Podcast.
So I was like, fuck it, why not?
If you actually pay attention to either CFG or John's streams and stuff, you know me because I'm pretty in there.
Yeah.
Calvin
I'm
usually
mod-
takes on a. Calvin's actually a mod
moderator.
in both my stream and on John's.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna move this over here real quick, and just get YouTube pulled up. So while I'm doing that, I will say that today's topic of discussion is the PS5 reveal. While I'm doing this, John, what's your stream plan for tonight?
I wasn't gonna answer that on this stream because this is your stream. We're about to talk about PS5. If you
Sure.
want to ask that question, wait to ask in the Discord.
Yeah, we'll do plugs and stuff at the end.
Yeah.
For right now, we're just gonna focus on talking about PS5. So I have this whole list of talking points. I'll put it on the screen real quick for y'all. I've got this whole list of shit to talk about. John, there's actually a link to it in the Discord if you want to follow along as well.
I was looking at it on my phone actually.
Sick. Yeah.
I want to point something out though. There was something you missed about the controller early on.
Let's get there and then we'll worry about it.
Okay.
All right. So we're just going to go through the entire reveal and talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, what we're excited for, what we think is gonna look stupid, and that's about as far as I planned for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and occasionally I'll put things on screen with caution because my second half of the stream where I watched the reveal like live it was fine on Twitch, got copyrighted the hell and back on YouTube.
I don't know if it was was it like the music specifically?
It was the music and then the Resi trailer specifically. You can't show. I guess you can't show that at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So let me figure out where everything is. I'm gonna put this at the top just so I can quickly get to it. All right. So let's make our way through the reveal. So the first thing that you see in the reveal is it's a weird way to start it in my opinion. You see, it was a PS4 sizzle reel where
I mean, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
just where they showed off all their big ticket PS4 games from the last year. Which obviously a weird way to start it in my opinion because I'm here to see the PS5, not necessarily the PS4.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It was a weird start.
I just go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't disagree on that point that like, you know, they didn't really have to do that, but it wasn't really a surprise for me. You know, it's kind of something that I didn't expect it specifically to be the first thing to kick it off, but I wasn't surprised to see it, just because I guess.
Yeah.
And also as far as the big big ticket games, obviously that is what I there was a lot of that obviously, and like the PS4 exclusives and stuff too. I saw like a single second of Persona 5, and I saw a single second of Gravity Rush, which are two more maybe Persona 5 less so, but like niche PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I saw a single second of Bloodborne in there. I don't know if that's just me.
Oh, for real?
I don't remember seeing Bloodborne in there.
I wasn't gonna pull this one up because I would have to go through the entire stream to find it, but now I'm tempted to.
I mean, if you
Let
just
me go
want to
find
put
that
it,
sizzle reel again.
you put it up and just have it on in the background with.
That's what that.
Obviously
Yeah, I'm gonna occasionally pull up videos. Was the plan?
video.
I just have to
yeah.
find it.
Yeah, but
Here we
that I don't personally remember seeing Bloodborne at all. So.
I don't think I did either. No, wait.
Oh, was that Bloodborne? Was that a?
That actually might have been Bloodborne.
Hang on, let me bring it back.
For half a second.
Yeah, like we just finished.
God of
saying
War.
that.
It was. I mean,
Something.
it's
NBA.
That's
just-
God of War 3 remastered.
NBA.
Ugh.
just
MLB.
barely seeable.
I think I saw it.
Right there.
It's
That's the what's her face? The Nana, right? The
average viewer could not tell that was Bloodborne though.
yeah.
I didn't notice. it myself.
I wouldn't have known if I hadn't played it
Yeah.
like very recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it was a really weird way to start that off. And then what it led into was also weird.
Easily the low point of the whole thing, in my opinion. But
I mean, if you care about it, you care
What
about
do
it.
you mean?
But,
The best game
Whoops.
ever
hang on.
is
give me-
being re-released for the 6th time
but
on another system.
also,
Yeah,
you know what?
so-
At the same time, I don't mind the low point being
At the very
personally
beginning.
at the very beginning, because then you
Yeah.
have nowhere to go but up. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
So
what they're
I-
referring to is that, for anyone who hasn't watched it, is that they released, they talked about GTA 5 right after this big sizzle reel, and they basically said that GTA 5 is coming to the PS5. All PS5 owners are going to get GTA 5 for free when it launches in 2021. So if you have a PS5, you get Grand Theft Auto 5. Although something interesting that I did want to point out is that the exact words, let me see if I can find it.
Is that it's GTA Online, right?
It's not in this video. But the way they worded it, okay, was that they didn't say you're getting GTA 5, they said you're getting GTA Online.
Yeah.
could have been.
So does
Yeah.
that include story mode? Or does that not have story mode as a part of it?
I mean, it's
I
all
figured
one.
it would.
It's all one thing.
Yeah.
They're not two separate entities. So
But
that can't,
I
that can
wouldn't
be
put it
separated.
past them to maybe separate them.
I have no clue. I've never
Ugh.
played.
Here's
GTA
the problem
Online.
that I have with it. GTA 5 came out for the PS3.
Yeah.
True. It came out
Yeah.
for basically everything but the Wii U and the PC in this beginning.
It's the same thing with Skyrim. Like, just
Yeah.
let it die. I know it's up there, but like, why do people keep buying the game? It's not that good.
The thing is that it's not that people continue to buy it, I think. It's more that people are just still playing it in the first place.
Yeah.
It's still a popular game.
I I know we also said it later on that day too, is that what would have been so much better, and what while I was watching the stream as it was happening and they were showing GTA 5 stuff, I was like, okay, maybe this could lead into, if they dropped a GTA 6 or something like that, like people would crap their pants for that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been so much better if that was the plan that they wanted to go for instead.
All right, and then something to add on to all of this as well. In addition to getting the game free when it launches on PS5, uh, all GTA 5 owners on PS4 are going to get $1 million in GTA cash every month until the game releases on PS5.
I mean, that's.
I don't know how much that is because I've never played GTA
Well,
Online.
here's the thing. It's difficult to make money unless. Well, actually, it would make more sense for PlayStation owners because on PC, like 1 in every 20 lobbies is a modded lobby, and I guess it's dependent on luck. If you get a nice person or a mean person, they'll make it a modded money lobby, and you'll make like millions per 10 minutes. So it's not much of an improvement. However, I don't think there's a lot of modded lobbies on PS4 or PS3 for that matter. I think it's just a PC thing.
Is that why? Oh, if it's just a PC thing, never mind. I was about to say, like, I've played GTA 5. My personal opinion on GTA 5 is that I don't like it. I
Yeah,
can't get it. I can't get into it. Especially GTA Online, because every time I try to play GTA Online, just like I always get trolled by people who are like have just been playing the game for way longer. They have more shit than I do. They have more money than I do, and therefore they are God,
I think
and I can't possibly beat them.
That's
I think uh my personal situation, um I've played a lot of games growing up and I've just rented them. I think I rented GTA 5 at one point because I definitely don't own it, but I played through the whole story mode, and I from what I remember, I personally remember enjoying the game, just playing it, playing through the story mode and that. Um, I wasn't. It's not like one of my all-time favorites, but it was it was fun. I liked it from what I remember. It's been a good while though, and I have once again I've never played GTA Online, so I don't really have an opinion on that.
Fair enough. One more thing about this I want to bring up before going on. I thought about this while I was making this list.
Mhm.
Not even while I was making the list, a little while after I'd finished making the list, and then I was like, oh, I should add this. GTA 5 is coming to the PS5. What about Red Dead 2? What's
uh,
going on with Red Dead Redemption 2 during all of this?
Uh,
well, I'll let you go first, Calvin.
I was gonna say I've got a request, Colin. If we could not show a lot of the personal channels in the server that we're in right now.
I was just gonna leave it on this screen.
Okay. Well, I just got a message from our mutual friend,
Oh,
Ali Puff, saying that it's just more of a personal server that we're in right now.
do you
And
guys
it's
want to
Just
move
click
this
the.
to CEFG 100?
Well, it's not even that. Just click on the arrows. Hide the channels.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Problem
Okay.
solved.
Sweet.
Okay.
That way they won't see anything.
Okay. You go ahead, John. I will be right back. 1 second.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I know it wasn't announced in uh the gameplay trailers or like the system reveal, but they were talking about backwards compatibility.
Were they
And like
talking?
they had been talking about backwards compatibility for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
past month or two.
I haven't heard
So
much about that, but I also did as well.
Have
I
they been?
don't I don't understand why, like, because Red Dead is such a new game compared to GTA 5. I don't see why they would like go ahead and make a version for PS5 when you can just use your PS4 copy.
Okay, I would like to share this real quick. I just googled this.
Okay.
From Eurogamer.net. PS5 will support backwards compatibility with seemingly all PS4 games due to it being based in part on the PS4's architecture. Sony has said that the majority of the top 100 most played games are working, so expect support for the biggest PS4 titles at launch.
So
Okay. That actually calls to something that I wanted to talk about later, where they didn't mention that at all, and that was a big
yeah,
concern for some people. I'm glad that they said it's going to be backwards compatible, even if it was not in the reveal. Although I feel like it should have been said during the reveal. In fact,
Yeah.
it could have
should have
been.
been.
They could have said it in the sizzle reel, and that would have justified that sizzle reel being there.
Yeah, that would have been good. I the only thing that I've heard was I don't remember how long ago it was, but just that like the top 100 like games on from PS4 are definitely going to be backwards compatible, or that you'll be able to play them on PS5. It's something like that, at least that much, but I don't know much beyond that though.
Okay. Two quick final things, and then we're gonna move on. Spaghetti in chat raises two good points. He said maybe Red Dead 3. I don't think so.
I
I
am
I
not
think
100% certain that will not be the case.
Red Dead 2
Yeah.
took forever to make. I promise. So
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see Red Dead 3 for a very long time.
That's why
Uh,
like GTA 6 is really questionable. Like they haven't said anything, and Red Dead 2 just came out last year, so they don't want to take away from one of their other titles.
Was it? I could have sworn it was 2018, like late 2018. I could be wrong. That Red Dead 2 came out.
I'm almost 100% certain it was 2019.
Okay. And then the other thing he mentions is that he hears it will be backwards with PS1, PS2, PS3, and just as he follows up with, he doubts it, and so do I. In fact, I can already tell you, guarantee, it's not going to happen that way.
Yeah.
If they have anything as like close to that, it's going to be the same sort of thing that they have on PS4 now.
The
which is-
PS3
which is-
isn't backwards compatible with PS2 and lower.
Yeah. If they do anything, it's going to be something similar
I
to what
think.
they already have.
That might be a
Which is-
lie. Actually,
The original PS3 was backwards compatible. However, newer models are not.
there you go.
Okay.
Maybe PS4 I'm thinking of.
If it's anything, it's going to be similar to PlayStation Now or PS Now, which they already
Mhm.
have.
Right.
Which you can stream old games on.
Yeah.
That's
on
what
your
Nintendo
PS4.
has now.
Yeah, so they'll probably still have that for PS5. So
Yeah.
you could do, older games.
Yeah.
Pre PS4 on the PS5.
Which Sony execs, if you're watching, and I know you're not, but if you're watching, if you wanted to do what Nintendo's doing and just be like, hey, if you have PS Plus, we'll throw in some free old games that you can stream to your PS4, I'd be down for that. Did I say PS4
only thing
games?
is-
PS1 and up.
The only thing is that like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold membership already offer free games of the month.
That is true.
So I feel like, I mean,
Yeah.
Nintendo only offers the older ones. So, but like, I understand what you're saying. A
Yeah.
variety would be nice.
Yeah, I definitely understand that too. Personally, if I were to choose between the two, I honestly personally prefer the free game of the month thing, because I like it, the all the old games for free stuff on Nintendo, because it's cool, but a lot of those I'm personally not really interested in. Like I've taken a look at both, like, the NES and SNES whatever whatchamacallits, I can't think of the words. I've checked out both those before, and I've seen some of the games, and like I've played them for like a little bit, but I haven't really felt like sinking time into it. Whereas some of the games that, to me at least, some of the games every now and then that are free on for like the month, I'm like, whoa, really? Oh, this is cool. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes there's some really good free games with Plus.
Yeah. So that's definitely what I would prefer.
I'm gonna cut
Yeah,
you
what I-
off, and
you
sorry,
prefer.
sorry, and we're gonna move on.
No, yeah.
Because we've been on this for a little bit.
Mhm.
after the talk about GTA 5 in the reveal, we had a talking head. And I'm going to go ahead and write just literally. This is a brief section, but it's a section nonetheless. Talking head number 1. Talking head number 1 was Jim Ryan, president and CEO of Sony Interactive, and he came on screen real quick just to be like, yeah, what a great way to start off today by looking back at all the cool PlayStation 4 games we've had. And what better way to kick it off than by talking about GTA? Okay. He mentions that they've had a good partnership with Rockstar for a long time, and that's going to continue when they go into the PS5. All right, cool. It doesn't really matter to me that much, but, you know, it's good that you have that for the people that care. And then he mentions that he and everyone at PlayStation believes that the PlayStation 5 is the biggest generational transition our industry has yet seen. And that's not I'm paraphrasing a little bit, that's almost a direct quote. Like, it's the biggest generational transition that the games industry has seen. I don't know if that's wholly true, because based on all the crap, if you consider all the crap that's in it, then yeah, like ray tracing is a big deal.
I will be right back.
The SSD that's in it is a big deal, but like, we don't even have a price point for it yet. So I don't know if you can consider it the biggest generational transition if no one can afford it. Technology wise, absolutely. But
That's fair.
that doesn't matter much if no one can buy it. That's how I'm looking at it currently. I don't know how you and Calvin feel about it. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think, quite frankly, that he is strictly just talking about it like technology standpoint. Only because, again, they never mentioned the price, so we don't know how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, which
they're not really
get
concerned
to later.
about people getting the system. They're just saying that this is the biggest leap between generations.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything about the Xbox, but it does sound like I would assume that the PS5 is probably beating it currently.
I'm pretty sure it had to reveal the same day as the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And
If people like this
did not.
podcast, by the way, I will go look at that too and see if I can get some people together to talk about that.
Okay.
I know Lord Guy in your Discord, we were talking about that the other day. He's excited about it, so maybe I should have him on.
About the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, only if people like this. I'm not gonna
Fair
do
enough.
it. I'm not gonna do it if people aren't a fan of this podcast idea. Okay, so we had our talking head. He said, and I really admire Sony for making this call. Talking head says, enough talk. We're gonna let the games do the talking.
Yeah, I agree.
And then 85%, maybe even 90% of the rest of the event is just trailers and gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is just like, pardon my French, I can jerk off to that. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, because
It's what we care about.
take E3 for example. I just find that E3, like, as cool as it is to see all the reveals at E3 and all the shit that they talk about, there's just so much talking at E3. Whereas this event actually showed us what we want to see.
It's just like game,
which is the game and the trailer for the game.
Yeah, and there's minimal talking in between too. It's just like, here's a game, and now it's over, and then here's another game.
Yeah.
And it just
And
kind of
that's
keeps
one of the
going.
things I like about Nintendo Directs too, is that majority of the time it is a lot of trailer, not so much gameplay, because most of this stuff in Nintendo Direct trailers is just like, it's just showing what's coming in the future. There's no gameplay usually for it, unless it's like something that's coming out in the month of the Direct. But yeah, like those kinds of shows are
It's like,
what
here's Banjo and Kazooie, and they're out today.
Yeah. Look at this gameplay, because we're playing it right now.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What are
Welcome
we
back.
in?
We're
Alright.
talking about the fact that it was let the games do the talking rather than them
Mm.
talking.
Yep.
Mm.
Which I did just have a thought about that. I'm gonna save it for a little bit later though. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep us moving. So, yep, he said let the games do the talking, and then I saw something that was a theme throughout the entire conference, which was a very sudden cut with some kind of like musical impact following it. Just like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Every transition was just that in the entire thing. But that's neither here nor there. Oh yeah, and also following Talking Head, there was a message on screen that said, and I quote, "All gameplay is captured in PS5." I want everyone to just take that in. I'll say it again. All gameplay is captured on PS5. Just remember it for later. Okay?
Mm.
They go into something that's immediately hype. Didn't think they would announce it this soon, but they did. Spider-Man Miles Morales. They showed the trailer for that. God damn, it looks sweet. It looks really good.
I agree.
Yep. Some important details to note right off the bat. Just if we can take a second to just gush about it. It looks like more of the Spider-Man on PS4 that everyone loved. I immediately noticed winter in New York. Okay. Christmas time. Hopefully, it doesn't follow. Which one is it? Batman Arkham
Into-
Origins,
Oh, okay, never mind.
which
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
place at the same time. Just like it takes place, also takes place at Christmas time and bombed horribly.
Mm.
Yep, but yeah, winter in New York. The snow really impressed me, even though it's kind of old, but it just looks really nice. Supposedly, it says in the corner it's watermarked that the trailer is captured on PS5. I'm inclined to believe that, based on what they said at the start. And they said that it was going to be out holiday 2020.
Yeah.
Which is a nice way of saying that, hey, the PS5 is going to be out in time for Christmas this year, and you're going to get Spider-Man for it.
Now, this last point that you have, I am intrigued to hear.
Yes.
Where you got that from.
I won't lie. This is something that I heard. I haven't actually like looked into it myself to confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, Spider-Man Miles Morales is not a full game. It is actually another expansion to Spider-Man.
I can disprove that theory.
Yeah, yeah, John. If you can disprove that, I want to see it.
So June 12th, which was yesterday,
Okay.
the head of Insomniac Games, the developer of
Okay.
the Spider-Man games, said that it is a full standalone game by itself. I think it was on Twitter. I'm not entirely sure. I as soon as I opened up the Google Doc, I Googled that first to make sure that that was the case. I'll try and pull up the link that I found.
Well, it's not unusual now to see DLC for games that you can buy as just standalone games. Maybe that's what they meant.
Here it is.
Like, wasn't there with the most recent Uncharted games? Wasn't there like a little standalone sort of Uncharted game?
I don't know.
Or something?
I don't pay attention to Uncharted that much.
I forget what it's called. I mean, I've never played an Uncharted game in my life, but it was.
I can,
Yeah, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
while we're talking
I'm
about
posting
Spider-Man,
the
maybe I
link
should
in
put
the
Spider-Man on
chat.
screen.
Yeah.
I'm posting the link in the chat. It's The Verge, but the tweet is posted on the page.
Not that one. Where's the trailer? Here we go. Click this. So I'll let that play for a second while I read this. Let me find it.
It's right near the top.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And it even brings up
it brings up. Yeah.
John, where'd you put the article?
I am on
I
it.
posted it in the stream chat, like your actual like Twitch chat.
Oh shit, I'm showing the wrong thing. My bad. I forgot that this isn't full screen.
So I just want to quickly say, I don't know if it's just it could just be
Fuck.
a personal thing to me that I'm I don't know how to feel just about the name of it, just because I feel like that's I feel like they could have done something different besides just putting Miles Morales, just his name, as the subtitle. So I feel like
I'm
that's
fine with it.
I don't know. That's just a personal thing for me because that kind of confused me. Because if it was just a DLC for the original, then that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
They could title it that. But if it's the full game itself, like the first one wasn't called Spider-Man Peter Parker, I feel like we don't need to really specify that it's Miles. We can get that it's Miles. It could have been something else.
I
Is
mean,
just my own personal opinion of how I feel about that.
I
I
feel.
feel like
Go ahead,
what were you
John.
saying, Cole? No, I'll let you go first.
Okay, I feel like in comics and stuff, they usually refer to Miles Morales Spider-Man as just the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Hmm.
I guess Calvin, if you wanted to call something different, I believe Miles Morales is Ultimate Universe, so
Yeah,
you could have called it Ultimate Spider-Man, maybe.
yeah, maybe.
I think Miles Morales is more identifiable though.
I think it's just confusing because you can't you can't really refer to it as just Spider-Man. Obviously because of the first game, you can't just call it Miles Morales because that's the name of the character, and that could get kind of confusing. And then calling it by the full title is just a mouthful. So I think they could have done something else or something better for that. That's my personal opinion.
I think it would have been fine if they had just called it Marvel's Miles Morales. Honestly,
Mm,
Nah,
I don't,
I
mm,
I'm
I don't
personally in
know.
the camp where I like the name. I
I
think it's
like the
fine.
name too. I just mean like in terms of what Calvin's talking about. I feel they could have just said Miles Morales, Marvel's Miles
Whoops.
Morales.
Oh god, I
I,
just destroyed the universe.
my issue with it, John, is just the
There we
inclusion
go.
of his name entirely in the title, just because I don't think it's necessary. Just because I can get that it's Miles Morales. Um,
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, let's go ahead and move it forward a little bit.
I just
Um,
didn't think. I just don't think it's necessary that we need to have the main character's name in the name of the game. I guess
Fair.
all right. Uh,
that's
moving
minor
on.
complaint.
Moving on from this. After Spider-Man Miles Morales, we have another talking head. Talking head number 2. I'm not going to title it that. I'm just going to leave that thought there for now for everybody. Uh, Talking Head 2 is a Japanese man by the name of Kazunori Yamauchi. I actually don't have all the heads or all the names for the heads. I just got lazy. Kazunori Yamauchi is from Polyphony Digital, and he it comes on to introduce Gran Turismo 7, which I feel like most of us here, I think I speak for all of us when I say most of us don't give a shit, but there actually is one man in the world who does give a shit that I know gives a shit, and that man is my father, because my dad loves Gran Turismo. He had Gran Turismo on either PS1 or PS2 when I was but a babe. And he had like a fully filled out, fully decked out garage. He had like everything basically. He won like tournaments. He won like a tournament thing one time, I think he mentioned. Where it was just like at a game store, and then actually this not streamed looks even nicer. I'm looking at the trailer right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he played that game to death, and then as a child, I deleted his save file, and it was over.
Wow.
It was hours. It was hours of time. So I feel like through my dad, I do kind of understand and appreciate what Gran Turismo is.
That's good.
Yep. Yeah, as you can see from the trailer, this game looks super pretty. I
Mm-hmm.
just it basically every car simulator game is just really pretty. and you can really, I feel like you can really see the ray tracing kick in, which we're gonna talk about pretty soon here. But yeah, it looks crazy. In the trailer, okay, so they do show it here, in this trailer. You actually do get to see some gameplay. A lot of us, including myself, we joked about this menu. The reason that this menu is actually here, okay, is because this is actually a big part of the game. Just being able to look at the car and jerk off to it. That's what this game is for a lot of people. Is just like, oh my god, that car looks sweet.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, obviously this is gameplay and stuff. Like, I don't know.
It
I
actually
just
looks
really
like
like the choice of words.
it actually looks like in this trailer they're showing more than they did.
Oh no, yeah, there's absolutely more than there was in the live stream right now. I'm seeing.
Yeah, let me skip ahead in it a little bit and see if I can find the part where they're actually driving.
God,
Here, right here.
Those pictures of real people though are really like putting me off. It's weirding me out. I don't know if that's just me.
On the bottom left.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, guys. David popped in the chat and asked us to take this elsewhere. So let's hop into CEFG 100.
Okay.
Go to private room. All right, I'm here, Calvin's here, and John's here. Great. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, David. All right, but yeah, back to Gran Turismo. Yeah, the game just looks really nice. I don't really give too much of a crap about the car games, but if my dad gets a PS5, I can. It's inevitable that this will be in his library. So if you're in the Gran Turismo, it's your lucky day. You good? Have fun. Thanks, David. Alrighty. With that. So yeah, Gran Turismo 7, if you're into it, good for you. I'm just not. Sorry, y'all. I don't think any of us really are. From Gran Turismo, we moved on to... let's see. We actually went right into... Oh, by the way, the fact that they showed actual gameplay is awesome. They showed a trailer and also gameplay at the same time. I really appreciate that. Okay, next we actually saw a trailer for Ratchet and Clank. And I will let you guys talk for a second about that, actually, because I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I'm in the middle of eating, so.
John, do you have
Oh
thoughts?
shit! So I have to talk by myself now.
I mean, I could talk, but just fights, you know.
I mean, it looks good. I'm not really an authority on Ratchet and Clank though, because I've only played like 1 or 2 games.
I'm in the same boat.
Literally, the only Ratchet and Clank game I've ever played is the one that they. What was it? Was it a remake or was it just a new game on PS4? The latest one.
The one that was just called Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that was just a new game.
I think it was just a new game, honestly.
That's the only one I've ever played, and I didn't finish it, and that just reminded me that I need to go back and finish it. So, excuse me. I'm not an authority either. Like fun, really fun gameplay in that. So, like, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's definitely not like one of the ones I'm most excited for personally, but it is one that I do think will. I think will turn out well, and I hope will turn out well, and I might pick up one day.
And you think it's already garnered a lot of appreciation just because of the nostalgia factor with it?
Yeah.
I mean, probably for those who do know it very well, I would definitely say so.
I feel like I know. I feel like I know Ratchet and Clank. So fuck. We suck at this. Go ahead, Calvin.
I know anybody who is nostalgic for Ratchet and Clank or who knows Ratchet and Clank very well, but there's definitely, there's people who are nostalgic for anything, I guess. There's definitely a good fan base out there for this, that's for sure.
Calvin, you actually do know somebody. I actually do like the Ratchet and Clank games. The ones that I've played have always been a good time. So I think this looks awesome. Something that I saw said, and I heard said from a man that I respect, Jesse Cox, is he uploaded reaction video on YouTube as well. I'm gonna pull the video down real quick. He uploaded a reaction video on YouTube where he said a couple things that I think hold true in regards to the Ratchet and Clank gameplay. First of all, he said that. Actually, sorry, my brain not worked good. The one thing he said that I completely agree with is that this is probably going to be like the launch title that demonstrates like what the PS5 can do. Like this is going to be the knack of the PS5.
Okay.
It's like knack.
I don't know what that means other than I've heard of knack and I heard that it sucks.
So, well, there's a reason for that though. Okay, knack was made not necessarily to be good, but just to showcase what the PS4 can do. The PS4 is really good at having like really small moving parts, and it can just render them all together. It does that really well, and that's why they made knack. Because knack's just made up of all these tiny little intricate parts, and it can keep track of all of it.
Okay.
And that game was made exclusively to show off that. It's like a tech demo more than a game. I think in the case of this, it's Ratchet and Clank, so even if this is the equivalent to knack, if it's like the tech demo game, I think it's going to show it off really well and also be really good. All at the same time.
I think that as far as that goes, like wording like that, like showing off what the PS5 can do. If it is one of like the first games, including any other games that were revealed that also might be some of the first games to come out for the PS5, I think of it more as like a like Infamous Second Son. Like that was one of the first like PS4 exclusives.
It was the first.
What? Okay, it was the first.
It was the launch title.
Yeah, and that's what I think of. Is I think of it. I hold it to that standard. That was a really good game, and I'd love to see more of that.
David wants to know if he can hop on. Dave, Boo, you can hop in anytime you want.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's really a question you need to ask, is it?
Although, David, are you in the CEFG server?
Are you following, David?
Are you in my server, David?
I know you're a mod, but are you following?
If you haven't, smash that follow button.
Here, let me change the title to David. David's trial. Okay, so a few more things to say about Ratchet and Clank on my end. Okay, in my notes here. I'm gonna let the trailer play out. I paused it for a reason. If we let this play out a little bit more, I might need to skip ahead a little bit. There she is, Femme Ratchet. I believe the informal name for her is Ratchet. That's what fans are calling her for right now.
I'm so sorry. That just seems absolutely ridiculous.
No, it is.
No, you're not wrong. I noticed it, but I never really acknowledged it. I like her robot arm. That tells a story right there.
I didn't even notice it.
And I also see she has some kind of rocket hammer. So I wonder. David's in chat saying "burn it with fire." I wonder how that's going to work gameplay-wise. I'm curious to see how that plays out. I wonder if it's going to be different from Ratchet's wrench. But the reason I called special attention to this, I do it more for the bit than anything else. I have not confirmed it with my own eyes. I want to clarify that immediately. Apparently, Rule 34 happened.
Oh my god.
Rule 34 of the internet, if you don't know.
Why did I even ask that, actually?
If it exists,
Rule 34 happened.
There is porn of it.
As soon as she showed up on screen.
If it exists, there is porn of it. She popped into existence, and immediately porn artists everywhere were just like, I'm on it. I'm not looking it up myself, because obvious reasons. We're on stream, but apparently it's already up there.
I don't know. I think you should probably check it out.
Apparently John's already looking at it.
I'm I'm kidding, of course.
All right.
Can
All
you-
joking
can you
aside, I
send
do have
the-
something actually important I need to call attention to. Sorry to cut you off, Calvin.
No, I was gonna say, can you? David was asking for the Discord link. I need to go wash my hands and. Wash my dishes.
John, you're
Oh,
Yeah,
mine.
I
Can you get that to him?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. While you're getting that to him, I want to call
I will be
attention
right
to
back.
this. Does everyone remember earlier in the podcast when I said, what was it again? All gameplay is captured on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you remembered it because this is the part of the podcast where we're coming back to it. Notice this trailer, this gameplay. I say that with air quotes, gameplay. This is not gameplay. I guarantee it. This is edited to look like gameplay, which immediately raises red flags for me. Is this actually on the PS5, this trailer we're watching right now? Or is it actual gameplay, or is it just the trailer and they've edited it to look like gameplay? Because clearly it is the trailer, but I don't know if the trailer itself is actually captured on the PS5. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like I don't like that they did this. And it's not the only instance of this happening in the press conference. And I already know of a couple. There might even be more. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for them throughout this podcast. But that was something I wanted to call immediate attention to. Now, for Ratchet and Clank,
Hello, I'm back.
yeah, so you missed it, but I called out Sony and Insomniac because that trailer doesn't have actual gameplay. It's edited. Now,
Yeah.
I can.
I sent it to you through Twitch, by the way, David.
All right, now while that trailer has footage that's just edited to look like gameplay, there is one thing it does have. Okay, after the trailer, they do have someone come on and talk about the game for a second, and he mentions that they're with the PS5, they're able to do things that they've never done with Ratchet and Clank before. Like Clank actually has ray trace reflections on him now, which if you didn't notice it in the trailer, they look super pretty. Something they showed in the the reveal. I'm looking for it. Okay, I think this is it. I can forgive them a little bit for doing the fake gameplay for a second because they do actually have gameplay footage after the talking head. And this is it right here.
Don't you mean Jack and Daxter rift apart? No, spaghetti.
He said that because I accidentally called them Jack during my reaction stream.
That's true.
Okay, so
I wanted to say, I don't know.
go ahead.
I don't know. Was it you who said that, Colin? That you, like the act of him pulling the portal to him. That's what the whole thing is happening there.
Yeah, so I'll bring
Is
it back
what-
so we can talk about it again. Ratchet doesn't actually go to the portals. It's a cool effect where the portal he pulls the portal to him, which is really, now that I'm looking at it, it really is just a glorified. Like David needs in. Hang on, David.
yeah.
I can't
I have
drag
to-
him in.
I was gonna say,
David,
I
can
don't know
you
how to give him
David
access.
hop into? All right, you're in a voice channel. Let me move you in. There you go. We got him in.
Hey, sorry to bother you guys.
Now you're good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to point out that now that I'm looking at the portals, it really is just a glorified grapple.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no. That was
Yes,
actually
no.
what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
So, you were kind of mentioning how like knack is basically more of like a tech demo than an actual game.
Yes.
Probably the critic scores would agree with you, but I think Ratchet, this game, does a really good job at showing what the PS5 is capable of.
100%.
If you guys remember when No Man's Sky came out, that was like a huge deal. There was like no loading screens whatsoever. You can just simultaneously just move from planet to planet, no loading screens, everything is fluid. Because of the SSD, the high speed SSD, which is they're making one of the huge selling points of this console, you're just basically physically that's like a little portal right there. You're moving through it and loading that area instantaneously. There's no loading. That would only be like possible. Like you wouldn't be able to manage something like that on a hard drive, especially in like complex environments like that.
Mhm.
you're
Interesting.
instantly warping to a different zone, and that area is being loaded in while you're transitioning from one area to the. I don't know. I think that's really cool. I think it does a
Okay,
a
now
really
you've
good job of
explained that to me.
utilizing the
Yeah,
hardware.
that sounds dope.
Now that you bring it up and you word it the way you do, like I don't personally like I haven't I've seen one game, pardon me, on PS4 that has kind of done something like that, where with like the no loading screens and all that, and the only thing I've ever seen like that is God of War from the PS4,
Hmm.
because there's no loading screens in that game. There's only specific certain sections in the game, and it's kind of towards end game anyways, where it is loading the area around you, and it's like, and you do like have to wait a couple seconds or whatever. But minus that, there's no waiting whatsoever. You just go from area to area, and you're always just right there, and there's no transitions or anything, especially with cutscenes and stuff too. It's just a really cool cinematic style and just the stuff that they did with it. And yeah, that's just what I thought of
Okay.
when you were saying
I've
that.
yet to play that game.
Yeah, very much suggested.
One last thing,
Yeah.
just going back to my point about the trailer.
Mhm.
I said it during the stream
Mhm.
that noticeably the game doesn't look quite as nice as the trailer, which I'm more than willing to chalk up to this being pre-alpha. Which, if you can't see it, there is a watermark in the corner that says pre-alpha, that this is pre-alpha footage.
Mhm.
Which for pre-alpha footage, already this looks really nice. But yeah,
Sorry.
I did just want to point that out real quick that
Excuse me.
is happening.
I'm doing my best not to interrupt people. Sorry.
Uh huh.
We've already been failing at that, so like.
So something else important to point out: the actual stream with all the games are at 1080p 30 FPS.
Yeah, I don't really
So
think about it.
we're
Till after the
not
fact.
we're not seeing the gameplay at full frame.
Yeah, and we've all said, like, already too, that like a lot of these games are such high quality, like you can't get the very best out of some of these games unless you're looking at it on a 4K TV or 4K monitor or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. So
I'm personally I don't know what you guys can see and can't see, but what I'm watching, I am watching like all the trailers I'm playing and stuff, and they all look much nicer as these uploaded videos than they did on the stream originally.
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
does make sense.
Throw away some garbage real quick. I need to empty out my trash can. That's overflowing. Let me get my
You have a
notes
trash can? I just have a desk.
back.
Well,
right.
Colin has a trash can and a room.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bigger
Also,
trash can.
I'll make this
Colin
one
has his own room?
No way.
No way.
Real quick, I just wanted to mention, as a personal note from me, the reflections on the floor. If you go back and watch the VOD of my reaction to the PS5 reveal, it's not on YouTube because I got copyrighted the hell and back. But
If you go
the
specifically
reflections in
back
the floor looked really fucking good.
in Ratchet and Clank specifically,
Yes, in Ratchet and Clank.
if you go back to that,
Yes. Okay.
if you go to the specific moment where the Cthulhu pops down for a second out of the portal, then goes back up, is the moment. Next game.
Yep. Next game. I'm gonna ignore what Spaghetti said in chat for now and just say next game. All right. Next up, in
that's
the
your
list
job
of trailers.
That's your job to confirm that, John. Just letting you know.
Why is it my job?
Because you're the one you're the one who's not talking right now. You're talking the least. So.
Okay.
Intern work.
I mean, do we
And
really
also-
want to look at it? I'll change the topic to that if you guys want to look at it.
And also, it could just be any of you, just because I don't have Twitter. So.
Hard pass from me.
Okay, then it's you, John, because Colin needs to move forward with the stream.
Okay, so for all of you watching the VOD on YouTube, because I don't have chat on screen for this, someone in chat just said that it's confirmed on Twitter that SpongeBob is gay. Thanks for letting us know, Spaghetti.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. We're here to talk about this. We're talking about Project Athia
Athia?
and
Athia?
all of the information about Project Athia. You ready for all the information? Here we go. It's designed specifically for the PS5. And this concludes all the information we have on Project Athia.
But wait, but also if we look at the little trailer bits of whatever that they showed,
I'm getting it.
it said that she will rise, and that truth will be questioned or whatever stupid generic stuff was there.
These are facts.
Yeah, so the trailer really does not. We know it's Square Enix, okay, but the trailer, all joking aside, the trailer really doesn't give us too much to go off of.
I like that though. I like having one or two in there that's just I barely know anything about. They barely show anything. It's just a mystery. So I personally like it. I'm looking forward to seeing what it might turn into. And just from the like split, like just a few seconds that it does show of what seems to be gameplay stuff, it looks interesting.
I can't get excited for stuff like this anymore, unfortunately. Like even
mean?
is this actual gameplay we're watching right now again, or is it edited again?
I think it's actual gameplay.
I mean, I thought I think a couple of those shots are like cutscenes and stuff, but like the first one of her like jumping across the mountains and then the superhero landing thing, I think those two specific things to me looked like gameplay.
Yeah, it looks like Final Fantasy. I mean, it's by the same people. It's Square Enix, but like,
yeah.
But like, it's just not showing the UI. It's just showing everything else.
I will say, first of all, I do think you're right, John. I do think it's actual gameplay. If you're coming in late to this and don't know what we're talking about, while they did say that all gameplay is actual gameplay captured on PS5, some of the trailers feature shots that are edited just to look like gameplay, and it's fake gameplay. So I'm still being extremely skeptical, and I'm being very critical of any gameplay we see, just to be safe. But yeah, the little bit we did see of it, it looks interesting. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting time. I just can't get too excited about it because, again, this is like maybe 2 steps above like Bethesda showing a full screen that says Elder Scrolls 6, is it now?
Yeah.
This is just Bethesda saying Elder Scrolls 6, it exists. And then everyone cheering. It's like, no, I can't get excited about that. It's words on a screen. It has no meaning to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, that's completely fair.
Yeah, there's also no date or anything, so it's obviously in the very early stages.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, one thing that is pretty promising is that all this stuff that is in the early stages, still like pre-alpha, still looks way better than anything we have in the PlayStation 4 right now. So that's promising.
Going back to what way earlier when you were quoting the Jim Ryan, the president CEO, when he was like, PS5 is going to be the biggest generational transition that the industry has seen. As far as proof of that, I'm looking for that proof. You could tell me the specs and stuff of that, like especially compared to the PS4, and I'd be like, okay, cool, that sounds good. Like if I had somebody like David, because I know that's your stuff. If you like explain that stuff to me, and I could be like, okay, yeah, that sounds good and all that. But I would more so be looking for proof in the pudding with the actual games and seeing looking out for certain things that I think like, okay, that would definitely be much more difficult to pull off on the PS4.
Yeah.
I feel
it's really more of a buzzword than anything else. I would argue that there's much greater, it just kind of depends on what you're talking about. when
Uh,
you say like what's the term
yeah,
they use again?
I was just gonna say just more consistency in games maybe too, just because I feel like you see with a lot
Yeah.
on not just PlayStation but just the current gen that we've had with games. Like I've heard that with the with the Final Fantasy VII remake, like it's a gorgeous game and everything, obviously. But
Yeah.
I've heard that like in certain sections and stuff, like there's like god awful textures and things that just don't look good,
Yeah.
and that sort of stuff. So that's the sort of thing that I would like to see go away, or that like they put more effort in like making that not a thing. And then also with the SSD that you were talking about, David, with you know less or no load times, like that
Yeah.
is also something
That's a big thing for the SSD. But like
that's
as
just
far
that's
as
just
like
that's just a big thing. That's just a big thing now, considering
yeah,
we've made such a huge leap in graphical quality. That's not
it's taken this
that
long to get an SSD in a console.
All right, I'm gonna interject real quick, guys, because we're gonna get to console specs pretty soon here. So let's
Go
just keep
for it.
going.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
'Cause we're not that far out from it. So yeah, project. Long story short, Project Athia. Not looks nice.
don't know
She
anything
is
about
rising.
it really.
It's exclusive to PS5. That's about. It's made by Square Enix. That's about all the info we have on it.
PlayStation blog says it's supposed to be like a vast world. I assume it's going to be an open world type of game.
I mean, it looks like it would be.
It says
I would
explore a vast world, so I'd have to assume it's not, you know,
It's not just this
Like a
this
s-
cliff
single
area and this forest.
yeah.
No, that's it. That's all we get.
That's all you
Alright.
get.
all right. I'm
Next
gonna keep this going now.
Right.
We're on. All right. Fuck Project Athia now. We're talking about Stray.
Get out of here.
And I'm gonna immediately quote this from my reaction stream. Yes, put me in the cat.
Mhm.
I want to play as the cat.
Yeah.
That's a quote.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, Stray really caught my attention. I assume Annapurna is maybe not making it but publishing it. I haven't looked it up for myself. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do very minimal research for stuff like this because I'm lazy.
Oh,
I
also, real quick, as far as Annapurna goes, I remember saying during the stream that I said that Annapurna, I don't know what specifically their role is in the game is, but they're also a part of making another game that was during the stream, and I believe that other game was Solar Ace, which was from the developers of Hyper Light Drifter, and
Yes.
that we'll talk about later on.
Yep, we'll be getting there soon. So Stray, I guess, it just occurred to me that we've been talking about this stuff, but we haven't really been mentioning what it looks like too much, which I guess the trailers can do that for me. Speaking of which, I should probably put a trailer on screen. Thanks, me, for reminding me.
I personally really liked this trailer because it did what I want trailers to do, and what I'll gush over other trailers later on as well, is that it threw me for a loop at the end where the ending, the end to the trailer made me really intrigued for it so much more, because it's not the direction that I personally thought it was going to go.
Took you till the end?
Huh?
Took you till the end to get
But-
interested?
No, just that at the very end there was the reveal of oh that's cool, now like that's super intriguing sort of
So
thing.
what Calvin's talking about, everybody, is that at the very end of this trailer, it gets revealed that this cat you see on screen right now is actually going to be the playable character in this
Yes.
world of robots.
And the thing is, you see the cat on screen in every single scene here, but the fact that the cat is the main, what I would assume is the main part of the game, but it's in the background of every single scene while just showing off the world instead. That I just didn't expect the cat to be the thing to take away from it.
Yeah, I think the game's going to
I see what
be
you're saying.
do
Yeah.
a really good job of environmental storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like that's what pulled me in, because it was like, obviously, yes, cat, look at my profile photo, I am all about that. But just like seeing like just little bits and pieces of this trailer and seeing like more and more of this world, like there's just basically robots where people should be. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
what happened to everybody? How are these like robot, like what kind of society, like they have this fully established like city, and like there's already, I had like so many questions about the game. That's a good trailer in my opinion.
Yeah. Same
Oh
here.
yeah, I cut off the trailer a little too soon, but it does say 2021, so
Yeah,
at least a year.
must
They have
wait
they
for
have a
that.
it's like they have a stated year and they have like a window.
Yeah, I assume most of the games that say 2021 but don't have a month, which I think there's only one game that says that is said like January 2021. I assume the rest won't be like the soonest would be like spring 2021
Yeah.
sort of thing.
The only thing I can say against this trailer really, is
Mhm.
that I didn't know this, because I haven't been paying that much attention to it until like I saw the the thing earlier. Stray apparently, is something we've already seen. We already knew about it. It's
I
already something
didn't.
that they've shown off.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's not too surprising actually.
It is to me. Could you show your proof? Because I
Um,
don't know what you're talking about.
I just if you want,
I,
I can.
we
Throw this
talked
link
about they
in,
talked
but
about it like it was like last year I think.
they talk about it a little bit on the PlayStation blog. I'm currently using that for sources. I can throw it in the if you want, but I'm
Yeah.
just
If you want
reading
to
right
toss that
now.
in chat for me, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I can just. Do you want it in chat or the blog or in the
Put
doc?
it in Twitch chat so I can see it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll bring it up real quick. I'm on my phone.
Yep.
I'm not
Uh,
talking much about this game because I'm not really interested in it. So
But
Fair enough.
cat.
I
So,
like
John, do you
cats.
want to explain to us all why you hate cats? Here, let me change the topic real quick.
I'm allergic to them, and I find that they are the spawns of Satan.
Okay, I understand now. You're no longer on trial.
I was gonna say I do not like cats. Not anything against anyone else. I just don't like cats.
Change my profile photo to crying cat.
David, why don't you hold off on that because this is your time to shine.
Oh,
Because the next thing they talk about in the reveal of the PlayStation 5 are the console specs. I accidentally hit the enter key. I shouldn't
Oh.
have.
I see. Who you call a nerd? See you in chat.
That's Danny. She
Oh,
loves
That's Danny.
to-
She's the sass master.
You call a nerd, huh?
Yeah, you nerd.
Sass.
Who's the bigger nerd? The nerd or the one listening very keenly to the nerd?
Yeah, nerd.
Yeah. Tell him, Calvin.
Got him. Anyways,
Just bullying chat.
start talking, you nerd.
Alright, yeah, no, was there like a question there or just talking about specs?
I don't know.
Yeah, just what they mentioned in the reveal. I have to.
If I can go back on what I was talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you guys can revisit that now if you want. While I look for
Yeah.
this.
I was gonna mention how like the big thing now when I was talking about what I want to look out for new games with the PS being a transitional change and whatever is stuff like more consistency with how it looks or the less.
Did we lose him?
It's not a hello.
Less Kelvin, apparently.
Hello?
You
Hello?
cut out. You cut out for a
we
second
can
there.
hear you again now. Yeah.
Just that we don't look. We've already made such big leaps in graphical quality. That's not the big thing for us anymore, and now it is things such as
Finally
load
found it.
times or
Yeah.
consistency with whatever.
Because that
So,
was
yeah.
that was what I was starting to talk about earlier. Was just like if you take a look for like the PS1 to the PS2, right?
Mhm.
That is a huge leap in performance. Even something like the NES to the SNES, like Nintendo Entertainment System to the Super Nintendo, like that's a generational leap. And then you jump up like between the SNES and the 64, and now you suddenly have 3D graphics. It's just like and like back in that time, like this is still like a developing technology, and obviously it still is a developing technology, but there were so many advancements in that time period that it's like now, like even between like the 360 and the Xbox One and the PS3 and the PS4, you look at it like, okay, that's cool. I can play games in full HD now instead of 720p, but like, all right, like beyond that, there's like it's not a massive leap.
I definitely feel there. Like I can look back on previous generations and I can see uh I can see the big leaps that have been made between each generation up until now. And now I'm like looking at it and thinking about it, I'm not really sure, and not until we get to this next point here. I don't really know how much more it's going to change, I guess.
I do think
I
that
I just can't see it
PS5 brings
myself.
some cool stuff to the table, but it's
Mhm.
more niche features, and some of
Yeah.
them I'm like, I don't know, but it's
I don't see us making huge leaps right now. Is
no,
the
no,
thing
not at
Real
least not
quick,
like
guys.
graphics.
that
What's that?
we have seen. Yeah.
Yeah, real quick. Why don't we just go down all the feet? Because I showed the trailer on screen, but like, can we just run through all these real quick?
Absolutely.
Yep. So let's just go through real fast. Everything that's on it, and we can talk about them in detail if you guys want to. So the specs for the PS5. It has 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray.
All right, nobody cares. Next point.
Great. I'm sure David will want to talk about this one then. It has an ultra high speed SSD,
That's good. That's
which,
good
if
stuff.
you don't know, computers have that.
They've had it for a while, and
Console.
that was something you could kind of mod into your like last gen consoles, like PS4 and like Xbox One. It was like a kind of a weird workaround process. You had to like copy your drive, but it would substantially increase load times. Is the huge.
Yep.
So games like GTA 5, where it's just like loading menu simulator,
Mhm.
helps
Not anymore.
substantially. Not well, still yes, but less so.
Yeah.
All
right.
So
next on the
high-speed
list.
SSD is gonna be great.
Okay. Next on the list. Ray tracing.
Yes.
Real quick. All of us who aren't David, who knows what ray tracing is?
I do.
Did you know
And that-
before or after I wrote it in the notes?
So fair.
I did. I didn't like. I couldn't. I couldn't tell you very eloquently as it's written there, but I did know that it, is like advanced lighting effects and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I did
So,
know of it. Yeah.
John, did you know?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Calvin though. I couldn't do it like an explanation like you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did, because I didn't know exactly, I had an idea, but that was it, and I assumed most of us are in the same spot. So I went ahead and found a definition off of Google from TechRadar.com. Here it is. Ray tracing is a rendering technique that can produce incredibly realistic lighting effects. Essentially, an algorithm can trace the path of light and then simulate the way that the light interacts with the virtual objects. It ultimately hits in the computer-generated world. TechRadar.com.
Yeah.
David, anything to add?
No, I mean that's basically it. Like before, whenever you cast like light, those are computer simulations. Obviously, those are fairly taxing. That's a lot of things like on lower end computers. You just have the ability to turn that off, and that would actually save you a lot of FPS. But now they have these algorithms, and it's so freaking cool because it's just the way that the light you can just throw a bunch of light rays at an object, and depending on the surface, they will all bounce off and reflect, and you can emulate all of this, and to just get like hyper realistic shadows and reflections. Like they even like just put up a tech demo for like Minecraft with ray tracing, and it looks like an entirely different game. Like you end up getting things that weren't possible before, like you shine light through a tinted object, and you end up getting tinted light that comes out of it.
It's fucking sick.
Which is pretty fucking cool.
They
So
actually mention it in
and
the
I think-
Ratchet and Clank detail. Sorry to cut you off, David.
No, you're
They
fine.
mention it on Ratchet and Clank. That along with some other things they didn't mention, there are a lot of things that they're doing with Ratchet and Clank now that they couldn't do before, which includes ray trace reflections on Clank. Clank looks fucking nice.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
because you can get
very
those light
shiny.
reflections off the metal now. It's like it's an actual realistic reflection instead of just okay, we're putting light here and then we can simulate light bouncing over this way.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like everything is emulated now.
It looks really good. All right. More specs. In the controller, there is now haptic feedback. Which, David, you can correct this for me if I'm wrong. I believe that's basically a similar, if not the same technology that's in the HD Rumble in Switch controllers.
Kind of, yeah. I believe I'm not as knowledgeable on haptic feedback. To me, it's kind of one of those whatever things. But like, I don't know. I'm sure there's some person who goes crazy over it. Like, yes, finally adaptive feedback in my controllers. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I mean, it's just,
I actually can't answer that, David. Because if you have, I forget exactly what model of iPhone I have.
It was the iPhone 7 that they
Thanks, John.
introduced.
Yeah, if you have an iPhone 7 or higher, I believe, there is no home button on the phone.
yeah.
It is
Whoa!
where I mentioned this in the reaction stream. I know it's old news at this point, but every time I think about it, it re-blows my mind. There's no home button on the phone. It's a solid spot where the home button should be. It just feels like you're pushing a button because haptic feedback makes it feel like you're clicking a button. That technology is now going to be in our controllers. So I'm actually very excited for that.
I'm kind of excited for it too. It seems cool. Like it's probably gonna be. I imagine for myself at least, it'll like the first time I get my hands on a controller and it does that, it's probably gonna be really weird feeling.
I'm just gonna be like, oh! I feel like it's gonna be like the playing around with 1-2 switch. With the marble game, you're like, how many balls are in the box? It's like, it feels like there's balls rolling around.
So the Switch controllers are a little bit different. That's actually a different feature. That's HD Rumble, and that is particularly like that. I think that is something that Nintendo developed for their own controllers. That was supposed to be like one of their selling points. Like,
okay,
haptic feedback has actually been a thing for a while.
Yeah.
I believe they even have like the Xbox One controllers.
Does the Xbox One controller have haptic feedback?
Xbox One Elite controllers.
Oh, okay.
But like
I was not
it's
aware
like,
of this.
It's like basic haptic feedback because you have to you have like, so I have an Xbox Elite controller. I don't use it because I kind of broke it. But there are toggles on the back that allow you to enable the haptic feedback. So like rather than pressing down the full trigger to get a shot, you can set it so that you only have to press it halfway, so it's like a gun. For example, like if you're playing Call of Duty, where you can just quickly tap the trigger rather than having to do a full press to get the bullets off if you're firing like a semi-automatic gun. Okay. Whereas with the PS5 controllers right now, they're using a more advanced version of haptic feedback because, well, like with a bow, you'll feel the tension in the trigger rather than having to flick a switch and just, now I just have to pull the trigger all the way down instead of halfway.
It's funny.
Things.
It's funny you mentioned that, John, because in our next point, we were talking about the adaptive triggers on the controller, and I have a quote here from stealthoptional.com. In the words of Sony themselves, the adaptive triggers, which are within the L2 and R2 buttons, allow you to truly, quote, truly feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. Close quote. This, along with the haptic feedback, is a way of trying to pull the player further into the game than ever before. Stealthoptional.com.
Yeah. I beat you to the punch, Colin. Sorry.
Cheating.
Technically, you beat Stealth Optionals to the punch. But yeah, the adaptive trigger sounds interesting. I don't get exactly how it works. I assume it's something close to what John explained just now, what he described.
I don't think it's a huge selling point. I think it could be interesting, but I also feel like it's one of those things like it'll be cool for a little while, and then it's just going to be
it'll come in the launch. It'll be utilized in the launch games, and then never again.
It's entirely possible as well.
I feel like they might make it a big, like a big sort of deal and big selling point, like you said, like the whole with the PS4, like they did a lot of inclusion with the big with the touchpad in games and stuff.
Oh my
god!
Then,
remember when they involved
Infamous
like,
Second Son?
Touchpad.
It's like every time you want to open, every time you want to rip a door off of a cell, swipe up on the pad.
And also in the like little sections where you like spray paint places, you like
you want to do graffiti? No, like not just shake your controller. You have to spin that shit on its side. You fist that thing.
So, they might make it a big selling point, kind of like that with like the touchpad and stuff like that with early games in the system. Um,
I see what you mean.
I
so
imagine
that,
all of its launch
that's-
titles.
that's what I expect with the launch titles. Yeah,
A lot of the launch titles, first and third party, will use a lot of the features of the PS5, and then later on in its life, they'll be utilized less and less. But first party games will still take full advantage of them. It's usually how it goes.
A fair point, because it's really more of like an add-on feature, I would argue, than it being like a core mechanic.
Yeah.
Like having like the SSD, that's like you can structure your entire game around that. That's massive. But it's just like the triggers are just like an extra thing. It feels like no one's gonna structure their game around the triggers. I don't know. You said there might be like a couple of games when it comes out where it's like, feeling these triggers is like vital to the game. That's not going to be a very common feature.
Well, I'm not saying it's not gonna be like that. I'm just saying like how many people are gonna utilize it in some way.
Yeah, and that's I'm just trying to reiterate that. It's like I don't know.
All right. After that, they talk about this, guys. Get this shit. The controller has a USB port.
Finally. Oh my.
I know, right? It's so fucking exciting. Like so many of my controllers don't have USB ports anymore, but this one does.
It's like, oh yeah, that's a selling point. Like, there's someone out there be like, USB port, I have to buy the system now. Like, it seems like that was.
I actually have one of those pop-offs on my stream, but we'll talk about that at the end. I have a big pop-up like that.
Here's my take on it. I don't think it was more so that it was just USB. It's that it was USB-C.
Yeah, which I love that.
Yeah.
Then why didn't they say that it was USB-C?
Why couldn't they put USB-C? I don't know why they didn't put that. I think that's an oversight on their issue, like their hand.
Paid someone like $100 to animate the text USB port,
and that man is now fired.
Most likely.
All right. I just thought that was funny. Motion sensor, it's common now. I don't think we need to get into that. I don't think there's anything special about it. They didn't say, if there is, they didn't say it in the reveal, and honestly, I don't feel like searching that information down. Headset jack, already beating Apple.
There is something you did miss, though.
What did I miss?
So in between the motion sensor and the headset jack, they talked about how there is now a built-in microphone into the controller.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you.
Speaker. So you don't have to wear that shitty-ass crappy headset that they used to put in
the monophone.
Yeah.
The monophone. Oh my god.
You remember the
Let me find a picture of that real quick.
Thing?
Yes.
Yep. It's bad.
Do you remember how long I had that, Colin? That's what I had.
Yes.
For the longest time.
Hey, I'm finding a picture.
That was the only thing I had for the longest time, as far as I had.
For you.
Let me see. Open image in new tab.
And then when I got my first my very first headset, it was like a Turtle Beach headset, and the very first thing I got to play on it was, I believe it was Destiny 2, and I put them on, and it was like,
I am so sorry that you went from
heaven.
It was
like heaven.
It was heavenly. I was like, whoa,
dude, my fucking ear doesn't hurt anymore.
I was like, whoa, I can hear this behind me. Whoa, these sounds. Whoa, oh. It was,
so for anyone who doesn't know what Calvin's talking about, all PS4 consoles, right out of the box, come with this thing. This is a PS4 monophone.
Disgusting.
It is as uncomfortable as it looks. This earpiece in particular, I don't know about you guys, this thing is fat. It is so fat that it does not sit in your ear properly. Nope. I had to cram this fucking thing into my ear in order to get it to stay, and every time it fucking hurts.
It's kind of funny to think about how it's just like, hey, I know we've been playing games for an hour and a half now, but I kind of have to get off mic because my ear's killing me.
Yeah.
I know, it's awful.
I'll stop talking to you.
Look at this. This thing's fucking massive.
Oh,
So-
it is. It's garbage.
It's like shoving the Majora Moon into your ear, into your ear
I've had
canal.
I've had my PS4 since the start of since towards the start of 2016, and I'm I'm fairly certain I got the same day probably. I got Destiny 2 and my headphones. And when was it even that Destiny 2 came out? Like 2018?
No.
Or-
Destiny 2 came out in.
Was it 2017?
Actually, okay. I might blow your mind here. I don't know if it actually came out in 2017. I think it came out in 2016.
Um,
Was it in
While you
2016?
guys were on this tangent,
2017.
2017. Okay, so you were
Okay.
right. It is.
According to Wikipedia.
Yeah,
That
17.
is how long that I used that thing.
Oh
for.
god, you went a whole year using that thing.
okay, so
Sweet.
after, and then finally after the headset jack, they talk about how there's now 3D audio. David, if you want to go into detail, if you have more detail, I didn't actually look any further into it.
It's
Okay,
audio.
fair enough.
The thing is, like, good. What do you mean by 3D audio? That's the question.
It's just like 3D audio. David, your comment?
Congrats, you can see noises now, but I can already see things. So like, I don't know. Good game audio is.
Let me see if I can find anything real quick about PS5 3D audio.
Is that like
care.
is that something that we don't already have?
I feel like okay, this is strictly just my opinion. I feel like it's almost like their version of like Dolby Digital surround sound.
Like
That's what I was
7.1
thinking.
Yes, exactly, and that's
Yeah.
that. But like, why
Some of
call
the
it
stuff is
3D
so
sound?
It's so bad. I'd take just good old stereo 5.1 surround sound because at that way you can already judge depth and distance. Obviously, you can hear left and right. Like I took an audio production class this last semester, so I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. But there's like 3 different dimensions to audio that allow you to tell how far away something is. Tell you like how if something on the left or the right, or if it's passing through.
Okay.
And you can actually tell if sounds are like in front of or behind each other.
Okay.
There's like the 3 different dimensions audio. We can already do that, like in 5.1 surround sound. That's perfectly possible. But you can't really you can't say, oh yeah, this sound is above this sound, or this sound is coming from up.
All right. I would like to add on to that. I did just do some Googling. I have this
Okay.
quote real quick. I'm going to read this straight off Google from GamesRadar.com. PS5 3D audio is designed to make you feel like, quote, you're actually there.
Wow.
Then
Isn't this.
then there's something cut out, and then it says, that's all about to change with the PS5's new focus on making immersive audio a part of the console's architecture, which should give game developers a wider pool of resources when adding sound effects to a game.
Now,
One more thing.
I can see.
One more thing.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I see a headline from it's called What Hi-Fi. That's the name of the site. The headline is Sony's Pulse 3D wireless headset crucial to enjoy 3D audio in PS5.
That makes sense because it would have to be technology in the headset.
Yeah, most likely.
Because I think that's like I'm trying to think if that's what 7.1 surround sound does. I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm not super informed, but I know I believe some headsets, Citation needed to have actual like different subwoofers in them.
Okay.
So you kind of get like that top and bottom feel. Like you can hear if something is coming from above or below, but a lot of like the 7.1 surround stuff, which is kind of supposed to be like is emulated and not good. Generally, if you see like emulated audio, it's just not good. I don't know. Like I just looked up an article on Games Radar, and it's just a lot of buzzwords.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to try it, obviously, and be like, and I might take it back and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like that's awesome.
To be fair, I think we're kind of in buzzword territory right now. That's all
Yeah.
this is, really, at the end of the day.
USB ports.
Blast processing. PS5 has blast processing.
I don't even know what that means.
PS5 do what Nintendo don't.
But I want it now.
All right. Briefly touching on this next talking head. I did not take down the name because this is where I started to get lazy with notes. I'll just call this talking head 2 because it's the second one I've labeled today. This talking head, let's sit on this very briefly. Okay. He mentions that there's oftentimes trade-offs between artistic vision and technical limitations. And I don't know if this was something that he was told to say, but he said that the PS5 kind of eliminates that. Which, I don't know if it's that powerful, but if it is that powerful...
It's a pretty heckin' powerful unit. It's a heckin' unit.
I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much too much to me what they're saying there, because they're just saying stuff, and I'm like, all right, I just want to see games.
This console's supposed to run like 4K 60, 4K 120, something like that. Is it 60 or 120?
Good question.
Basically, high resolution gameplay. It is a very powerful console. It consumes a lot of power. So I think people were kind of I know. At the end of like the cycle for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, you can definitely tell that there's some games kind of pushing the envelope, asking quite a lot of the system, maybe a little more than the console can handle. So the idea is just that now developers have a lot more headroom to work with.
All right.
But I will say that they already said in Demon's Souls that you have an option to choose between high graphics or high frame rate. So
you get one. You get to choose one.
You get one.
I love that. That's funny. I didn't know about that.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because that was an interesting point. Yeah. So after Talking Head, they show off what he's actually working on. Okay. Returnal. The dumbest name for a game I have ever seen. And I really hope it's a working title.
No, it's perfect. What are you talking about? It captures everything.
Now, I will comment and say that I completely agree that it's a dumb-sounding name, but I love it nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I think it's really funny.
I quite like it.
All right, so
yeah,
this game actually caught my attention. I'll talk about this. Try to talk about this while I look up stuff for it at the same time. This game kind of caught my attention because it sounds interesting, at least. Seems like another one of those artsy games. Let's see here. I want to find I'm trying to stick to the PlayStation channel for these. Here we go. Found it. So yeah, it looks really interesting for sure. It's a space game where older lady crashes on a planet and gets caught in a time loop, I guess, where she crashes, she dies, she comes back, she crashes, she dies, she comes back. And I guess you'll see it a little later in the trailer, but there's a third-person shooter aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely looks cool.
So like Gravity meets Groundhog.
Yeah. Is it? That's what I've heard a lot of people say, actually.
As far as the gameplay, what looks like gameplay that they showed, and the third-person shooter aspect, mind you, I'm saying this, but I have like little to no knowledge of this other game at all that I'm gonna compare it to.
Okay.
But just the gameplay itself, ever so slightly, kind of reminded me of Anthem. That game that kind of flopped.
I don't know about that.
Oh, that's what I'm okay. So I'm saying it just as far as the third-person shooter aspect, playing a person in a spacesuit sort of thing. That's just what it made me think of.
Okay.
That's why it made me think of that.
Okay, you get that much.
Let's
stop that there.
That's the only reason why. Because I don't know anything about that game.
Yeah,
that's about where the
it's okay.
end.
No one does.
But it more so
no one played it.
It more so reminds me of a game called Prey, which is a space game where you fight space alien monster things. It is a shooter, but it's a first-person shooter.
I think I heard someone make that comparison once, at least.
It was probably me.
Okay. This looks like gameplay too. That's nice.
Yeah. So that's what it reminds me of more specifically.
It's edited gameplay, but at least it's gameplay.
Hmm.
No, this
Yeah.
has to be no.
PlayStation
What are you talking
exclusive.
about?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Did it say that?
It's a PlayStation exclusive, but unfortunately, no date.
Yeah.
No date on it.
So that one's probably a bit further off. I
Probably.
would imagine.
But yeah,
Possible.
it looks interesting. For sure. I'm curious to see how the shooting's gonna work. And it also kind of seems like it's a narrative game as well. And something that I saw Gerard Clue, the completionist, talk about in his reaction video on the whole thing. Usually you want to try to lean towards one or the other. Usually he personally said that he looks for either a game with a really good narrative or a game that has really good gameplay. Usually the two don't mix. And I kind of agree with that. I think that's more his personal opinion, just saying like that's what I like.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but go on.
But like, it's like I could be quoting him wrong too. I only watched that video like one time, but I see what he's getting at.
But
Like-
the PS5 eliminates the trade-off between artistic and
Yeah,
technical limitations.
Yeah, Colin.
you're right. I'm an idiot. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Like I could
paying
see that
attention.
point. I could see that point being made for like trying to promote a game, maybe.
Mhm.
But I really don't agree with that at all, because like I don't want a game that's just a one trick pony sort of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want to play one specific game just because it looks pretty. Because then what's the point otherwise? And also with any other aspect. So that's just all that
Okay,
I have to say about that.
all right. Let's go ahead and keep going. Following Returnal, we had a game that looked very adorable. Sackboy,
It's a game.
A Big Adventure. It is a top-down-ish 3D platformer where you walk around in a 3D world with up to 4 of your friends, and you defeat enemies with power-ups, and it's Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah, fair assessment.
I don't know about
It's-
the power ups thing, but yeah.
It is literally just Super Mario 3D World.
I feel like
Uh,
with the failure of like the later Little Big Planet games, they're just trying to do something different with the. I hope it pans out.
Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, like Super Mario 3D World was extremely successful. I personally didn't like it the little bit that I played of it the one time. But like everyone else really loved that game. So for them to try to emulate it, it makes sense. Also, I don't know if you guys can see this crisp frame rate on stream, but this is solid what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Here, I'll cut
was
the actual gameplay. This does look like actual gameplay too. So I'll point that out. We had that problem earlier. But yeah,
No, they
what I'm
showed
looking
plenty
at
of
so far
gameplay
looks
here.
nice.
And part of the appeal of the Mario games are like the tight controls, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. This looks okay. I would not argue that the controls, like the platforming, would be in itself is super enjoyable.
Yeah, I was just never even really big on Little Big Planet to begin with. Ha. So.
Oh, so much part of the originals. Literally, old
Yeah.
birthday parties, just have friends over, ride down a skateboard on a hill, just last man standing on the skateboard.
Interesting.
Hours of fun.
Can you do me a favor, Colin?
Depends.
Can you go back to the scene at the beginning where he's wearing the tiger suit?
Yes.
Go back to the first, please.
Also, I want to make a point on what David said. Mario was super big on tight controls, but what I've found recently is that like every new iteration of Mario, the controls almost seem like there's ice physics below you. Like there's a little bit of a slide to like any character that you play in.
I have noticed this too. What it is it's momentum. Mario's very momentum based.
I don't like it.
But yeah, this exists. So I don't really have too much to say about it. I don't know. So I feel like you guys have pretty much said what you have to say about it. But one thing I did want to point out about it, okay? There was no mention of the level builder
That's also true.
in the trailer, which is
Yeah.
always been a really big aspect of Little Big Planet.
This game also isn't called Little Big Planet, though. It's called Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
So I would like your guys' thoughts. Is there going to be a level builder? And if so, what do you think it looks like in this new game?
I've personally never played Little Big Planet before, so I really don't know. I don't know about.
Okay,
the
so you
games
know
here at
Mario
all.
Maker?
Sure.
Imagine that with like a crafted aesthetic.
Okay.
There you go.
Um,
It's gonna release a standalone game later. Sackboy's big level maker adventure.
or it'll be like maybe like a DLC or something that they add the level editor in, or a free
Okay.
update. I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like that's way too much content to cram into like a DLC pack because you have to include like online play and on top of the entire level editor, like a sharing system. It almost feels like I don't think they would make it a standalone game, but it feels like enough to be a standalone game or like a feature of at least the main game. You know, I think it's just too much content to pack into DLC.
That's interesting actually because my thought was going to be that they just weren't going to have that.
It's
At
possible.
all.
That's also
But-
very possible.
DLC is a possibility actually. Yeah, that's an interesting view. Okay, I just want to get your guys' view on that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's I guess really all there is to say about Sackboy: A Big Adventure. It's Super Mario 3D World, but with Sackboy and Little Big Planet stuff.
I'm rooting for it, but I'm not holding.
Oh no,
my breath.
100% I am too.
Mhm.
I just hope it's not too much like Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
looks
was
like,
not
it
big
looks
on
like
it.
It'll be an acceptable game.
Okay. On to this. Destruction All Stars. What are your thoughts, guys, on Destruction All Stars?
I want it to be good. I still want it to be good.
I also really want it to be good.
I accidentally forgot to erase Sackboy.
So, okay.
Sackboy Destruction All Stars.
Okay,
I was
so
wondering why it was so
my-
close to PS5 reveal.
so my opinion on this is, I see one of your points, Colin, about it, and I completely agree with that. That's exactly the thought that was running through my head while looking at it.
Would you like to read it off for me real quick?
Fortnite's personality, Twisted Metal's car gameplay. And that's totally the vibe that I got from it. I totally got like a sort of that. It seems like that's the sort of it's that sort of not crowd, and that's not the right word, but the Fortnite sort of demographic is kind of what it seems like it's leaning towards, especially with the graphics of it.
Mhm. Which the
and-
graphics do look very nice, by the way. Everything on this console so far has looked
Oh, yeah.
really nice.
Oh yeah, and I definitely see that, but I really want it to be good because it looks really interesting to me. Because when I saw people running around at the same time, that really intrigued me, and
It does look
I'm-
fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Something-
I really hope it is good and fun, and that.
It looks like so much fun. I'd just like to make 2 quick points, though, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
One of the other points of the dock is Demolition Derby, where you can walk on foot. If you've
Yeah.
ever tried doing that in like games like Grand Theft Auto, it's not a fun time.
Well, I think the idea is if your car gets destroyed, you can get out of it and either try to go destroy other cars, maybe commandeer someone else's car.
Mhm.
Yes.
I noticed if
but
you look at the trailer just there, also, there's wall running in the game as well. So there's gonna be seems like there'll be some kind of parkour aspect to the game.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, because
When you're
like
on
you
foot?
see them like jumping on top of cars and like jumping
Yeah.
off and stuff like that. But I want to see them actually like commandeer vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that would make for some really interesting gameplay. Because if it's like
I'm
even know if you're gonna stay in your car.
I'm sure that's probably gonna be a thing, and they just didn't show it here. I'm sure they'll show that in the future. I think.
The vibe. Sorry, are you done or should I wait?
Go for it.
Well, go for it, dude. Yeah.
Okay. The vibe that I kind of get from the people running It's almost like a diva vibe in Overwatch.
Okay.
Say your car gets destroyed a certain way, or you have a time limit before once your car is destroyed and you're still in the car, you just die. You might be able to get out and run around and possibly hit like different switches on the map or whatever, and just get your car back.
That's an interesting
maybe.
thought, actually. I like that.
I definitely see that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not
Sounds
so
like
much as commandeering, being able to commandeer vehicles, but being able to sabotage them because you see people jumping onto other people's vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can maybe do that sort of some sort of gameplay aspect there.
Yeah.
Frustrated the trailer because they keep jumping around on everyone's cars like freaking frogs, and I just never see them like take over a vehicle. I'm like, please, I need it.
I did want to mention there is a thing where someone jumps onto a car and then off it, and then the car in the background. It's hard to catch it unless you're looking for it, but in the trailer you can see the car explode
Yeah.
after he jumps off of it.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
know, I
it's
saw
almost
that.
like a Wraith in Halo deal,
Mhm.
where
Yeah,
you
maybe-
can jump onto the Wraith and shove a grenade into it and jump off and it'll destroy it.
Yeah.
As far as my
I want it.
expectations,
I
sorry.
want the car. Sorry, no, it's okay.
No.
I just want to be able to
We're so good at this.
You want as far as my expectations for the game, I really want it to be. I want it to be good, and I very much look forward to it. But it looks like exactly the sort of the game that I expect to immediately tank, and just nobody plays it. And I hope it's not like that, but I totally see it as a game like like a month after release, it's already on sale or something like that. You know?
I think that's going to be entirely dependent on how they market it. That was another point. That was the other point I was going to bring up. I could see them adopting like a Rocket League kind of
Yeah.
business model, like loot boxes, which is always dangerous territory. But I mean, at
Yeah.
least with like Rocket League, like something immediately when I saw like the individual like special cars that like they were unlocking later in the trailer, like get these like special vehicles, my mind immediately went to loot boxes.
Yeah.
My
Revenge
my
vehicles or
thought,
something.
based on the Fortnite look of it, the sort of Fortnite kind of style and personality to it, maybe it's a free-to-play game. It kind of seems like the kind of game that would do well as a free-to-play game.
It's
Maybe.
possible. I'd
Maybe.
probably see this somewhere between like $20 to $40, and then just microtransactions.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine free-to-play with loot boxes?
That'd be fun. Who's
That
who's
sounds
developing
terrifying.
This game? Is this a well
Lucid.
developer?
Yeah, I
Who
meant
was
to
that?
go back through and get all the developers. I forgot. I believe it's Lucid.
So I'd probably have to play into it as well. They're an
Destruction,
experienced publisher,
All-Stars.
experienced dev team.
Google does not say much. It just says that the publisher is. Oh, here we go. I was looking for the Wikipedia link and it wasn't showing up. Oh, this Wikipedia page is lovely. Hang on, I have to show this real quick.
Intrigued.
This is hilarious. I have to. It's gonna be awkward. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. I have to get it into the same window as the YouTube tab. Yeah, here's the whole Wikipedia page. Destruction All-Stars is an upcoming vehicular combat game developed by Lucid Games. The game was announced on June 11th, 2020 at the PlayStation 5 Reveal event. And here's the references and the article's done.
Oh, that's it.
Wushu Studios is also on here. That's cool. Now I want to know what Wushu Studios is all about.
Never heard of them myself.
They don't even have a link.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they're new.
I haven't heard of them before. But...
Okay, so that's all we got for Destruction All Stars. We've been at this for almost 2 hours, so I might need to push things along a little faster. After what?
No.
I'm having fun.
No.
No, I'm having fun too, but I don't know if anyone would want to watch a 2-hour-long podcast from a bunch of nobodies after we're done streaming it.
Chat. I'm here to debate.
All right, whatever. I don't care.
Next.
Yep. Next topic.
Big game.
Yep. Very briefly, we have some guys come out and say that they're from Ember Lab, which is made up of filmmakers and whatnot. Very important.
Yeah.
And they talk about their game that they're developing, which for me personally is the highlight of this whole reveal. Like, of all the games I saw, this is the one I'm most interested in. Kina, I believe it's Bridge of Spirits.
Bridge of Spirits. Yes. This is one of the ones I'm most excited to see more of.
It looks so pretty.
I love the way this game looks. And also the way it plays as well. And really just everything I saw in this trailer was just beautiful. I'm all about this fucking game.
Looked up Kina on Google and clicked on a link where it was showing an image of the game, and then it took me to thinkbabynames.com.
Oh,
That is no, I was looking for.
Look, I think Kina's a cool name. It is not a cool name for a child.
It's
named
Welsh.
after a wizard.
It means greatest champion. Huh. I
Oh,
guess that works.
that says a lot. So yeah, as you can see from this trailer I'm playing right now, this game just looks so fucking cool. Okay, it looks like it has a lot to it. It looks already like really nice and really fleshed out.
Furbies.
The game it's made by filmmakers too, which is why these cutscenes look just amazing. It looks like a DreamWorks film or a Pixar film come to life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I said.
That's,
Yeah,
I heard someone describe it that way, and I would 100% agree. It looks like maybe like a couple
Especially-
years old, but it's Pixar.
Especially with the graphical, like art style of it, like the look of it looks like a Pixar or DreamWorks movie to me.
Ray tracing definitely made this possible.
Yeah. One thing
This
I need.
look would not be achievable without ray tracing.
Yeah, it just looks like a movie. One thing I need to see though, I need to see the gameplay pretty soon here. I don't know if it shows us actual gameplay or if it's another like edited to look like gameplay.
Look at the trailer again. It's so pretty.
I know.
Seems
No, it's actual gameplay.
gorgeous.
This is gameplay,
I think this game
This is a
along
cutscene.
with
and then that's
I think-
gameplay again. Okay, so there's actual gameplay.
I think this game along with probably like Spider-Man Miles Morales and Resident Evil 8 are probably going to be like the big ones for me
Spoilers.
for like what for like these are the games that are going to show off and prove to like prove to me at least like okay this is what the PS5 is able to do sort of thing.
And this is why it's worth it to get the system.
Yes.
If I don't get a
this game
PS5 at
along with
launch,
others.
you can bet your ass I'm gonna pick up this game, the PS5, as soon as Kina comes out.
Yeah.
If I don't sell my kidney to get a PS5 at launch so I can play Kina, it's probably okay. I could probably
if I don't sell a kidney to play Kina, then
if I'm not willing to sacrifice a kidney for Kina,
Was there a release?
greatest champion.
I did not see one. No.
there's
I'm gonna be so in trouble if it's holiday.
2020?
So
I doubt it if they didn't say it.
Really will.
if
lose
it's
my
holiday,
kidney.
I'm fucked. Yeah, there's.
I'm not fucked.
I didn't
Someone
even
else
see
in my
year
family
on
wants
it.
this to
They're still working on it, I think. But it looks so fucking good. And if you notice from the trailer, there's a lot to it. So there's like, it's even setting appearance aside, okay. It looks like it combines a lot of different styles of gameplay, and not only does it combine a lot of different styles of gameplay, it does it well.
Mhm.
And that's the very important thing here, is that a lot of games try to be everything and they do it poorly, like Sonic Adventure. But this game has like, there's Pikmin in there. There's like platforming. It's like, the Pikmin element of like controlling smaller things to do bigger things. There's some platforming in there. It looks like there's some I don't know even what to compare the fighting to. There's elements of like Dark Souls in there. There's some
It's just like a whole package.
there's like Horizon elements with the bow. There's like a parry system in there. It looks like there's just so much. By the way, chat, I promise I am reading you. I'm trying to keep the conversation moving here.
We're interrupting each other just to get through the the convo.
Yeah.
Want to interrupt?
Yeah. I promise I'm reading you. You are not ignored. I just like this is gonna go up on YouTube later, so we're focusing on making a show kind of show, and not less of this is less of a stream and more of a recording of.
We've gone for almost 2 hours now, so.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, just everything about it just looks so fucking good. I don't know what to complain. There's nothing for me to complain about.
Yeah,
Genre.
I don't think there's anything I can complain about it.
It's like, you guys know me. I'm one of the most nitpicky people alive. I have nothing to say. I have no nitpicks. It just all of it looks good.
It just looks good. Like I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Enough gushing about that from me.
And now from one of the high points to one of the low points for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Oh,
get a
come
glass
on.
of water. You guys have fun.
Okay, Goodbye Volcano High. Apparently a low point for everyone else. I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't seem to interest me much.
That's not that
either.
That's a little harsh for me to say, but it doesn't interest me much either. So I don't really know what to say about it. I don't really know what it's supposed to be yet, so I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It just looks like such a random thing.
Here's
with
the vibe I
no
get.
explanation to it, so I don't know.
The vibe, okay, and maybe this is just because I haven't played this game either. The vibe I get from Goodbye Volcano High is the same vibe I get from Life is Strange.
Oh, dude, totally. I've played Life is Strange. It's an absolute Life is Strange vibe.
That's all I get from it, and I've never really been interested in playing Life is Strange, so I don't have it.
I believe the idea behind it is that it's supposed to be a narrative game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Something that they didn't touch on, at least not specifically in this. They touched on the fact that it's an LGBTQ positive game. So there's an LGBTQ story to what's going on. Which I haven't played Life is Strange either, but I believe that's like a main focus of it, isn't it?
I'm not gonna.
Spoilers, Colin.
I'm not gonna really.
Sorry,
say anything
fine,
about
whatever. It's kind of obvious.
I mean, I'm not saying anything just because I honestly don't know how to answer that. With like, I don't know. I'm just not. Let's just move on from that.
I think okay, fine. I think we can chalk up this to being another one of those. Looks interesting. Just not much else to say about it because it doesn't really show too much. You can see the date there. It's 2021.
It's in the same box as Project Athia.
Yeah.
There's not much to say about it.
Something I do want to mention, and I mentioned this on stream. Maybe this is just me reading too deeply into this. In the title, you see the meteor coming down. Mm-hmm. Followed by this caption, "It's the end of an era." Does this game end like the movie Titanic, where it's a beautiful love story and then the ship sinks?
I mean, that'd be pretty funny. I'd very much respect.
It's very depressing if that's the case.
Or like the dinosaur show I used to watch as a kid.
It's this beautiful love because it's
Land Before Time.
No. I'll try and pull something up for chat to show them. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a family of dinosaurs, father, mother, older brother, older sister, and then there's a baby character. And the most famous line from that show is "Not the mama," which is what the baby calls the dad.
Not the mama.
Not the mama. Yeah.
Not the mama.
You are not the father. What?
The show is called Dinosaurs.
Real quick, can you imagine if your child said that to you?
He's like, say dada.
It's like, daddy? Yeah. It's like, you're not the father. What?
Oh, well, I mean, not like that. However, the reason I bring this TV show up is because the series finale of the show was the meteor crashing into Earth and killing all the dinosaurs.
Well, that's depressing.
But like they made it so it was like it was like a news report. It's like, oh well, there's a few days till the meteor passes by Earth or whatever, and blah blah blah, and then it just ends.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah, I bring this up because the thing is, with Titanic, at least, like, the ship's in the process of sinking, so, you know, there's time to, like, internalize and deal with it, and you can kind of, like, fight against it. The meteor is almost instantaneous. So I just imagine this moment where finally the two characters confess their feelings, and they're about to make out, and then suddenly there's an explosion, and it just ends. It's just black. Not because they cut to black, but because the smoke cloud sets in, and it's just darkness.
It's okay. You didn't really miss that much.
People are dying. That's important.
We talked about Goodbye Volcano High. You didn't miss
people.
anything.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
All right, after Goodbye Volcano High.
Oh, that was it? Like,
Yep.
that was, you guys were talking about the entire time? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yep, the whole time you were gone. That was Goodbye Volcano
All right.
High.
Okay.
We had another talking head. Lauren Lanning of Oddworld Inhabitants. I didn't really quote. I got really lazy with this quote. I started to quote it and then stopped.
I can see that.
He talks about how he made an emotionally engaging story where I believe what he says is rescuing is rewarded and failure is devastatingly hilarious. I don't know if I agree with that. It's terrifying.
No.
And in case you want to know
That
why,
game looks absolutely horrifying to me.
the game we're talking about is Oddworld Soulstorm.
Which sounds like a World of Warcraft expansion to me.
Please talk about it while I get the trailer.
I think it could those games as a really good story.
I've never heard of this. I don't think I've ever heard of this game series before. I didn't realize it was something that's
Did you
been
not
around
pick up?
for a
Did you
while.
not pick up New and Tasty for free when it was free?
I don't know what you just said to me.
Oddworld New and Tasty. It was free on PS Plus for a while.
I don't. Definitely not recently,
What
because
is-
I would remember that.
I'm
Real-
hearing something's tasty.
Whatever those words you just said, new and tasty, I've definitely never seen that in my PS4 library, so I
Yeah.
guess not.
So if you want to know anything about Oddworld, I highly recommend Catagrisk. It's like one of his favorite game series of all time. He's a YouTuber. He loves the game series so much that he has some symbols from it tattooed on his hands.
Huh.
Okay, so yeah, Oddworld was a series.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's a series.
There's like 4 or 5 games in it.
It looks really pretty. So Oddworld, the thing it gets compared to all the time is Lemmings.
Yeah.
You have all these other creatures who are the same race as you that
I
are
don't know what that is
enslaved.
either.
They're slaves, just as you once were, and you're trying to save them all, or as many of them as you can. And the puzzles to try to like. So the puzzles and the trials you have to go through to try to get them to save them all is what the main draw of the game is, because you don't have to save anybody. You can just go through on your own and not save anyone, but then you get the bad ending. So there's actually multiple endings depending on how many people you save. The Discord link has already expired.
So of course they're gonna have a run where you have to save everyone. I'm sure. It's gonna drive somebody insane.
Real quick, Vroom, do you require another Discord link invitation? For security, the links only last a day.
You didn't see the Sony stream? We're going over it right now.
Yeah, we're just going
have it
through
all.
the whole stream, one game at a time.
Yeah, Sir Names was talking about Spider-Man, and I said
Yeah,
we
I
already
saw.
talked about it.
Yeah.
Again, I promise you guys, I am reading chat. I'm trying not to say it too much.
So Oddworld is a game. I don't know what to say about it. I'm probably not gonna. I probably won't. Pick it
I
up
played.
personally.
So I played New and Tasty, which is a remake of the first Oddworld game for PlayStation 4. It was a free game on PS Plus, so you might, if you check your PlayStation account, you might have it. But New and Tasty, I didn't play very much of it, but it's pretty cool. It was like PlayStation 1.
Yep.
It's like a flagship game on the PlayStation, so it's been
Is
around
it a
for a
PlayStation
while.
Exclusive?
Yes,
Oh.
I do. Well, actually, no, that's not true. It used to be. It's on Switch now as well. Some of the games.
Xbox apparently as well.
Is it on Xbox too?
Platforms, according to, is this Wikipedia? Yeah, Wikipedia. PlayStation, Windows, Game Boy Color, Xbox, it's everywhere.
Okay. Now we know. So yeah, Oddworld really is a good game. I would recommend to anyone, if you can get a hold of it, try it. Also, can someone send Vroom an invite link to the Discord? One of the mods.
Shortly. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, John. All right. While that's happening, I'm gonna keep us moving. Now we had more Japanese talking heads again. Shinji Mikami of Tango Gameworks, I actually did get that name, came on to say that what he was about to show us was the best Tokyo has ever looked in a fucking video game, and I am inclined to agree.
He's not
The
wrong.
next game we're talking about is Ghostwire Tokyo. This
So
game
good.
looks trippy as balls.
Now this is another one of the biggest ones that I'm looking forward to seeing more of.
It does look
personally.
interesting.
I am very curious about it.
Especially with the developers behind it, because I added in to one of the points that Tango Gameworks is the same people that worked on the Evil Within series, and I personally quite like Evil Within.
I did not know that.
So I'm quite excited to see that.
Real quick, if we just take a minute to look at the trailer, I popped off for how this game looks. This game
yeah.
looks so nice.
Yeah. I'm quite excited. You know what it kind of gives me a vibe of just a little bit, especially because I didn't expect. I don't think anybody really expected it to be in first person.
Yeah,
The
spoilers,
first-
but yeah, it seems like a third-person game, guys. It's actually first-person.
But with that and with the way some of the visuals look, it like in some moments specifically, I got sort of a Mirror's Edge sort of vibe.
I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah, that was just me though, minus everything supernatural going on. It was just the first person aspect with some of the colors sometimes gave me that vibe.
yeah. I get that vibe too.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing that, and I honestly hope that the sort of horror element that it seems to have. I hope that it's really prominent in the full release, because I would be very interested to
Yeah.
do that.
It's
But
yeah,
I've not really done a ton of super heavily horror. I've not played a ton of horror games in my time. Like I've played Resident Evil, but those aren't all like solely focused on the horror aspect so much anymore, sort of thing.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah. Also, we have a date on that too. Or at least a year, 2021. That's good. Always
2021.
good. Something I did want to comment. I didn't add it to the notes. I didn't realize this until a lot later. Do you guys remember from E3? I can't remember if it was when the PS4 first came out or was first being announced, or if it was like the last E3 we had. There was a lady who came on stage to talk about a game, and she was just really sweet and really nice.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up. Akumi Nakamura.
Yes.
Forgive me
This
if I-
is the game that she
butchering
was
that.
introducing.
I heard that they had apparently shown something for this before, but this is another thing I haven't seen.
Yeah.
anything
It's
before.
actually
Or
the
that was at the
opposite. They
Xbox
talked about it.
E3.
They didn't show anything.
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah,
mind then.
and the internet just went crazy about
Okay.
her.
Yeah, and then she left the project, so that happened.
Yeah, that's sad.
But
the internet?
this is what she was talking about.
Quick little side note: I just have something to talk to you guys after stream,
Mhm.
concerning something completely separate. I just want to let you guys know.
Thanks for letting us know.
It's something that I've just found, and I'm very excited to say. So.
All right. All right. So yeah, long story short, Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh, pretty good. I'm just enjoying it.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Then following that, if Ghostwire confused you, this will confuse you more. Chat. The Far
Yeah.
Shore.
Oh, the Far Shore.
Does anyone want to attempt to try to explain what they think this game is, while I pull up the trailer?
Who am I to play God? That's kind of what to me. I don't know. It's like you're leading the society into the future.
The,
I'm
yeah,
actually getting faster at this.
like most of the stuff that they showed was just seemed to be like what seemed to me as Kerbal Space Program-esque gameplay. It looked like a rocket just shooting through different environments. So that's what I have surmised from it. But other than that, I don't know I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
It's on Epic Games.
Yeah, literally, the one note I put on this was, I don't know. This is directly on my notes. I don't know what the hell this game is about.
So the short summary on the Epic Games Store is
Okay.
Jet Far Shore invites you on an interstellar expedition to carve out a future for people haunted by oblivion in the cinematic action adventure.
Okay. So there it is.
kinda
Carve out a future haunted by a billion, propelled by dreams.
There are words in there.
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to this part right here. This is the kind of the part where the trailer actually takes off. Year 1, 2, 3, 4. Real quick, can I just say, if it takes 10 years for your ship just to leave the orbit of Earth, your ship kind of sucks.
It's a big ship. Look at this thing.
Yeah, it took 3 years just to even start to leave the Earth's orbit, though.
It's Noah's Ark, Space Odyssey.
When I was talking about like the who am I to play God, it's just like I feel like kind of your perspective in this game is just an overall like character who can see everything.
And then spoilers or whatever, by the way, this eventually spells out Jet. Yeah, cool. Jet the Far Shore, and it's coming holiday 2020.
Yeah,
Cool.
looks like it could be interesting. Very, very. What's the word I'm looking for? Existential kind of game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of the ones that it's. When I was watching Gerard's reaction, that was the one that he popped off for.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I believe that's all we have to say for Jet.
I mean, more power to. Why would you pop up? Okay, whatever. I just feel like there's not enough there for me to go like, oh, yes, like,
Yeah.
yes, they wanted to spend 500 years launching a rocket in orbit.
You guys might be wondering why I'm being very quiet right now.
I fear.
I'm going to show you this trailer, and you guys can tell me what this game's about.
Oh. Yeah.
What we got here?
Hack and slash.
Oh.
So
yeah. Is this Warframe?
No.
no.
Oh.
This is Godfall,
Oh.
published by Gearbox.
But it does. I will say it does look like it's somewhere between like Warframe or Dark Soulsy sort of combat, which I like. You know, I'd like to see a little bit more than just literally this entire thing is just generic combat with just like with just a text on screen saying
Do you want to hit enemy?
unlock
Yes.
godlike armor. Like with some of the things that it's saying, it feels like it's gonna be a sort of game that has like unlock godlike armor. I don't know how to describe it. It just doesn't
Become
sound-
You know, now that I'm looking at the trailer again for like the
it
10th
doesn't-
time,
Yeah, go ahead.
like the
I'm trying to
whole
gather my
trailer
thoughts.
is just kind of hitting guys and then
Yeah.
text on screen and then they
Yeah.
hit more guys and then there's
Yeah,
text on
that's
screen
that's what I'm
and then
saying.
they hit more guys. It's just all it is hitting guys.
The trailer is just absolutely not good in so many regards, but I want to see what the game actually turns out to be because it doesn't.
The combat looks cool. That's
It
the
looks
thing.
cool.
It looks really cool.
But
It just
feels
looks like that's all it is.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's. It feels like it's gonna be just one dimensional.
The thing is, though, that is not what stands out about this trailer, okay? Now, I can't play the audio on stream for the trailers, because I'm afraid of the copyright police. But if you have not seen the PS5 reveal, I encourage you to go look at the Godfall gameplay reveal trailer right now while we're sitting here talking about it. And when you get back, try to explain to me why they decided that the music that they chose for this trailer, featuring medieval weapons and some kind of magic, maybe, needed this kind of song.
Don't leave the stream though. Like stay in the stream.
Yeah, but stay in the stream. But when you leave it open, leave it open on the side. Tab out. Go watch that trailer and come back, and then try to explain that music choice to me because I can't figure it out.
You're giving them a lot of directions, dude.
It's some kind of rap song. It's just like this is not the right song for this.
Fangled hip hop.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt anyone. That's why I don't talk that much because I hate interrupting. It gives me at least the trailer from what I've seen. I don't even get Dark Souls vibes from it. What I get is like OG God of War 1 to 3 vibes from it.
That's
just
it.
that kind of hack and slash, Dante's Inferno type deal. Devil May Cry, whatever you want to call it. That kind of genre of fighting game.
If you think about it that way, if it's hack and slash, then I can kind of forgive the gameplay.
Especially with the actual genre of, it's literally called Godfall, God of War. I see that as well.
I would. These kids and their newfangled gods and weapon classes, hip hop.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's the most outstanding thing for me. That's the one thing that people remember from that trailer. It's like, this is just the trailer that had the rap that was poorly placed. I feel like, and that's all that was for most people.
Lost it way more than I should have. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's not much to the trailer.
Yep.
I want to see more.
Oh, okay. I'm excited about the next one. Next game. You know it. Solar Ace.
Oh, you didn't. I was just gonna say. Oh, you didn't really bring up Gearbox at all, even though you had that as a talking point.
Just like Gearbox is. I love Borderlands, but I don't like the company because they have done some shifty things in the past. Is all.
They have.
I don't know anything about that, so.
That could be.
I don't remember all the specifics. I just know that.
That's fine. Wait,
we're past it.
Go into that anyways. Solar Ace, exciting.
Solar Ace also missing the trailer on PlayStation apparently.
Not a big one on my radar personally, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. I'm still looking forward to seeing how it turns out, since I have. It's from the same creators as Hyper Light Drifter, and I've heard of that one. I don't know if I've actually seen any gameplay, but I've just heard of it and heard good things. So yeah.
All right, IGN, your time to shine.
So, not a big one on my radar, but still looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, important things to note right off the way. Hyper Light Drifter, same creators. They're going from pixelated 2D to very good-looking 3D, actually. Already that excites me. Then also you're not gonna see it until a little bit later. Her fucking movement though, she skates around like Shadow the Hedgehog. She has like jet skates or something.
Yep.
She hover skates. It's very cool. And just the movement that the game has also looks very nice, but unfortunately there's not much else information wise about it. What you see in this trailer is more or less what we know about it.
Just the opening cinematic.
I just realized I need to. Oh crap! I need to turn on my PS4 because there's a game I've been thinking ever since I saw this and I saw what it looks like. I thought that the art style and the look reminded me of something, and I just realized what it was. I can't remember the name of it though, but I know
exactly what you're talking about, Calvin, because I had the same thought. I'm
Bound.
Yeah, there you go.
Game called Bound. That's what I think of.
Oh, sorry, we did know a little bit more. 2021. I forgot that there was a date.
I don't remember if you've played through that, Colin, but me and Chris have both played through it.
I started it. I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I finished it. It was a long while ago. I don't remember it incredibly well, but the art style and look of it very much reminds me of Bound.
Yeah, same team as Hyperlight Drifter though. That hopefully once that game starts coming together, it's gonna be good. Alrighty. How many fans here do we have for Hitman?
I like the trailer.
Yeah, I like the trailer
Yeah.
too. I have.
I'm-
the
You guys
second
like
one,
the
I've
trailer?
Never played it.
I have the first one because I got it. I think it was free 1 month. I might be wrong about that.
Hitman 2 is free. Was free for 1 month.
I don't know. I have the first one. I have the first Hitman. I do not have the
Oh.
second one. So I don't know where I got the first one from then.
I guess
But I have the
PlayStation
first
isn't
one.
done uploading trailers yet because this one's also gone from
And
PlayStation.
I've played through it somewhat, and I like it. You know, it's fun and everything. And I don't really expect this to be. I don't expect it to really be all that different if it's just, you know, to me honestly, like the way they've been going with the last two has seemed to be like a return to form to like the original Hitman games and all that, and they're good and they're cool and they're fun. So as long as it's more of the same of that as the last two, then that's fine with me.
Yeah, I think the appeal of the Hitman games is really you're just dropped in this kind of sandbox environment, and you just have to work with what you're given.
Yeah.
And there's
I think-
there's a billion different ways to like take out your target too.
Yeah, I think really just with the PS5, hopefully we're just going to see more options, more environment, like
Yeah.
just bigger
Yeah.
sandboxes. Like
Yeah,
these climbing
that
that
would
building
be-
in Dubai in the trailer.
Yeah, that would be
That-
really sick to see even bigger environments. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, like when he's climbing the tower, he's like literally climbing on the outside of the tower above the clouds. You can see like the area below. That looked like that was what made me think like I really hope there's just going to be massive environments in this game. I think that'd be so cool. Because more options, more better. You know, I've seen videos of people going around just killing people with fish.
Mm-hmm.
It's an option in this game, and homing
Yep.
briefcases. You know,
Homing
It's-
briefcase, that's right.
you have the freedom. You can throw a briefcase at someone. Will round it. That's a famous clip on like Twitter. Throw a briefcase at somebody. Guy rounds the corner, and the briefcase just curves, and as it exits the doorway, just curves and goes right after him.
Yeah,
I've never seen
that
that
glitch is
before.
pretty funny. I know about it from the Slime Sickle video,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he puts music to it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
All that good stuff.
I
Yeah, no, it's just like a freedom to play however you want, though. I
yeah.
respect that.
Important notes that you guys did not touch upon. Number one,
Oh,
as you guys saw
for
in
one-
the trailer at the end.
Colin?
What?
I was just gonna say, for one thing, John hasn't really talked yet.
It's fine. The points have already been made. You can go forward. I know we're running. We're like at 2.5
I'm just waiting.
hours.
I'm just waiting for John to jump in.
I don't like interrupting. I'm sorry.
So you gotta, when you find your moment, you say it.
Rah, it's me. No, I'm just kidding.
He's
I-
here.
All right, I jump in real quick. First of all, January 2021 release date. Which might as well be the same year. It's not necessarily holiday season, but it's holiday adjacent.
Yeah.
So it might as well be coming out this year, which is so that's a good thing. Also, it's the conclusion to I forget exactly what he called it. There was a
Trilogy?
talking head. Yeah, it's the conclusion to the trilogy. I forget what he called the trilogy.
Agent 23 trilogy, possibly.
He's Agent 47, if I remember.
Oh, well then I fucked that one up. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not. join
Did
in
you
anymore.
spoil?
I wasn't trying to say that snarky.
Did you spoil?
No, I totally understand. I'm just messing.
Agent 47.
Snape killed Dumbledore.
Is it 47?
It is
I
47.
believe-
Agent 47.
Wow,
It
I
is
can remember numbers.
I think Agent 23 is from one of the movies.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. Something I noticed. Maybe one of you can correct me on this, or someone in chat. I think the voice actor you hear in the trailer, again, not playing the audio. The voice actor, I think it's Agent 47's voice actor, and it sounds different. I
God,
don't
I
think
hope
it's the
it's
same
not.
voice actor.
I hope it's not. but
It just
probably
feels
is.
wrong.
It feels so wrong.
Like, props to the new voice actor for like owning the character and making it his own, but it just doesn't feel right.
It's not 47 talking in the trailer, is it? It's another dude.
No, I think it is because you see him talking.
But like, isn't he talking to 47?
No,
I don't know. Like they show a face. They do show a face at this for like a couple of seconds
right here.
at the same
Is this
time
not 47?
as the talking voice, but it doesn't look exactly the same. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't look. I don't.
Is this not 47 in shadow?
I'm really hoping it's not.
Because it looks
I-
almost exactly like 47.
That's definitely not 47.
Is
I
it not
don't-
47?
That
I
is
don't
not
think so,
47 at
no.
all.
I don't think so. No.
Who the fuck's that?
I don't know.
Probably one of like.
Part of the
think
story,
it-
part of the
Look at that angle. His face is more slim. That guy has bigger cheekbones and he has more
Also-
meat to his cheeks.
Yeah, because
47's nose isn't as angular, you know.
Yeah.
it's not 47. I was a little bit confused by that at first, though. It's not 47, and then you can see him later because he has the barcode on the back of his head.
Okay. All right.
It is confusing though because they just show a shadowy man in a suit. You'd think, oh hey, for the hitman,
Yeah,
because that is just his look is just the suit.
I think the
So-
trailer's just a bit misleading. Is the problem?
Yeah, it's very misleading. So
okay.
I
Which
think
I-
they just
I imagine
want it
it's
to be
probably
as
on purpose.
vague as possible. They don't want to spoil anything.
yeah.
It's vague on purpose, I imagine.
Yeah,
Also, like
We're probably gonna find out like there's two 47s. There's like a failed clone of 47. What? 48?
I was just gonna say, like, do any of us actually know any story behind the Hitman games?
Fuck no.
47 and a half?
So
I played a little bit of the game where he's protecting the girl. And apparently there's like sexy nuns, but I didn't get that far.
Oh,
I
nice.
remember
Sexy
the
nuns with rocket launchers.
Yes.
I don't know that one.
Oh, isn't that Hitman Absolution?
Yes.
That's
I've
like
played a little bit of that one.
old game.
I remember seeing a trailer for that way back in the day. I'm like, this ain't right. What's happening?
I was just like, I don't know anything about Hitman. Is this what they're all like?
Yes,
Because it seems like they shouldn't be. What are these nuns doing here?
with AKs.
Okay,
He
one
is
last thing about
rocket
Hitman 3,
launchers.
and then I would like to move on.
Okay.
Show up at your door. Have you heard about our good Lord and Savior?
It's like, let's talk about it more in the bedroom. All right, one last thing. I
Moving
would.
on.
They actually showed some gameplay footage. Like after that trailer plays, a talking head comes on, talks about the game for a minute, and then they show some gameplay. I would like to take a minute right now to show you all this gameplay on stream. Here's
say
the
game-
gameplay they showed.
I'm sorry. Oh.
This is their gameplay footage.
Gameplay footage.
This is gameplay.
This is good. This is what I was talking about.
This is their gameplay footage.
Gameplay
know.
footage.
Footage. I don't
Now,
know.
would one of you like to say what the problem is here, or should I?
I'll let you say it. You seem to be
It's,
really intent on proving the point.
My
It's a
problem
very
is why the
cinematic-
fuck is it edited so hard? If you're gonna show gameplay, show someone. I bumped my fucking mic. Show someone actually playing the game.
He's really heated about this topic.
It looks like a fucking movie, and I want to see the movie. I want to see someone playing the fucking game.
it's like actually how the game works. It's just constant stuck in cinematic mode. You can't go like first or third person.
And you also
Like
don't get to play it. That's just
Yeah.
all it is.
It's just Uncharted.
It's like if you're gonna show gameplay, it's like don't make it look like that. That could have easily just been a trailer.
Sorry to anyone who's an Uncharted fan. I haven't played the games. I just know they have a lot of cinematics. I'm sorry.
I've watched the games a few times.
I've watched the games.
That,
Like,
anyways,
Like,
that's
was
my
the
only
controller
thing.
in your hand, or
Nope.
Anyways, that's my only thing about it. Is I'm pissed.
Yeah.
It was like here's some game. I'm pissed. They were like here's some gameplay, but it's just heavily edited.
gameplay.
That's all I had to say about that. Just I'm pissed about that. All right, I don't even give a shit about Hitman, and I'm pissed about it. On to this one. Astro's Playroom. for those of you who
Oh.
were here when I reacted to it back on Thursday, when Astro's Playroom came on, I actually got up and left the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a hard pass on it, honestly.
I got up and left the room, and I came back with snacks. Like, that was a good snack break, and I kept watching. But for full disclosure, I don't have that. I don't have that much. Not caring for the game. I actually think it does look kind of cute. Oh, this is actually different from what they showed on
I mean,
the PS5 Reveal.
I'll be completely honest. There's some stuff about it, like just aesthetically in that it's the sort of cutesy sort of like whatever game that it honestly looks more interesting to me in some aspects than the Sackboy.
It looks like a game that could be bundled with the PS5.
Yeah.
And it won't be.
Oh no, of course not. But it looks like it could.
Yeah.
Something I did just realize though, after looking at it just now, it makes me think of Super Lucky's Tale.
Kind of, yeah. I would also say that this kind of pulls into the territory of tech demo game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. That's what Astro is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it does make me think of Super Lucky's Tale. It kind of looks like it's easier and meant for all players.
I'd put it in the same category as something like 1-2 Switch. Like, should be bundled with the console, but
probably won't be. Yeah. Literally, my only note on this game is that it's cute.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, here we go. Preload it in your PS5. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit behind. Oh, there it is.
A free game to go with my PS5 online.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
yes, a free game to go with my $1,000 console. Hell yeah!
Don't have GTA 5 for PlayStation 4. Go get it now. Sony will give you $1 million. Not even in game. Just give you $1 million. They will give you $1 million.
You will be able to
Well,
buy the
GTA
PS5
GTA 5 isn't coming to PS5
Okay.
until
Okay, hasty, John.
2021.
We can't confirm that.
Okay. So yeah, anyways, yeah, that looks very similar to Super Lucky's Tale. Now that I'm looking at it.
Go buy a PS5.
But yeah, during my reaction stream, I literally just got up, left, and came back with a box of like off-brand Cheez-Its.
It's good to know that it's bundled.
Yeah, I didn't know it was bundled. That makes me happy. Okay.
It's good to know that it was off-brand Cheez-Its and not the real Cheez-Its.
They're called Savorits, and I think the deal is that they have less salt. I think they're for my dad.
Have you ever seen Cheese Nips?
My dad has heart problems.
Oh, I love Cheese Nips.
Little Devil Inside.
No, wait. This has become a Cheez It alternative podcast.
All right, fine. Hang on. Let me change this thing.
No, wait. I'm not ready.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but if you guys had continued to talk about it, I would have done it.
I would if we weren't on a time crunch.
We're not in too bad of a time crunch. I just didn't want it to be too long.
Podcast for a different day. Oh, that would be a good podcast. Just talking about like alternative food brands.
So, Little Devil Inside. This game actually does look really cool. It has a really good art style to it. Kind of like the paper aesthetic almost.
I forget.
I don't know if that's exactly what they're going for, but it's what I think of when I see it. It looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
I am super duper intrigued.
Something that Gerard said about in his reaction video, we have no idea what it's really about.
No.
Not a clue.
I thought
we're seeing
these creatures were like people or something.
Like I said earlier regarding Project Athia, I like that some of these games have a good bit of mystery to it.
They're just they're teasers. They're just introducing you to the concept of it.
Yeah. So I don't really mind that. I'm really intrigued that at the very base level, I like the art style. It looks very cute, and the game immediately the developers are showing that both they and their game have a ton of personality.
See ray tracing at work.
So I am very intrigued by this one.
Yeah, and then one thing I do want to bring attention to real quick before we close. The editing on this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
At some point they include a poop joke. Haha.
That made me uncomfortable. Didn't like that.
Right
Not a
here.
fan.
There it is. Poop joke.
Not a
Haha.
fan.
That's not TOS
Gross.
though, so I have to close it off now. I'm kidding, by
cannot-
the way. I'm sure it's fine, but
No
yeah,
poop on
there's just not much else to say about it. It's kind of like the same category as Project Athia.
Yeah.
I hope it's
It's just a
half
teaser.
Grandpa Simulator. How they go
what?
back and forth. I hope it's half Grandpa Simulator.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
I'd be down for that. On to this next one. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Bada, 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 bada.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't think
gonna.
you can even hear this, but I'm trying.
It's cutting in and out, but it's working. And stop. NBA
I was sitting
2K.
there just.
We're all so excited
That was
about
me
this.
doing a lento tempo because he didn't specify what tempo he wanted the drum roll at.
Not my tempo.
All right, John. You get full points because I would do the same fucking thing, but also, like, come on, man. All right. NBA 2K. Is it 2K20?
Oh,
21.
2K21. Sorry, I forgot NBA. I forgot all sports games take place in the future.
Yes. Yes.
He sweats now.
Here, allow me to add that to the title.
How could he sweat?
Before we go any further and talk about what we see in the announcement trailer, let me try to find. I'll pull up in a separate tab. I need to go back to the reveal, just the reveal thing itself. Just like the whole hour stream, because that's the only way I'm gonna find this.
can I chime in real quick?
Go for it.
There have been a couple of misconceptions that people might have had. This game is coming out fall 2020, but that's just because every NBA 2K game comes out fall 2020. So it's not to say that the release date for the PS5 version is.
Here, you guys can go ahead and talk about the game
fall
while
2020.
I look for this video. I need to pull this off.
I've never played an NBA 2K game in my life, so I've.
Just comment on game pretty. That's all I needed.
Ooh, sweat. I like
Sweat.
it without having to smell or be near
Now,
it.
now possible with future ray tracing technology.
What? Come
Now
on.
it's possible with future
Look at
ray
that
sweating
sweat.
technology.
Oh my god, Pelicans!
Oh my god.
That shirt looks
Come
so
on.
realistic.
Nikes!
Nikes, look at
Oh
that.
my-
You can see the glint off the floor.
Oh my
He's
God.
so sweaty.
Zion
It's
T, that's my
Gatorade.
favorite flavor of iced tea.
Ugh. It's Gatorade, lemon lime flavor.
Can I just point? Oh, okay.
Pouring out
So,
of the face.
aren't you not supposed to hang on the basket? Isn't that a thing you're not supposed to do?
I was
As someone who used to play basketball,
habits.
and then
I
he
was
breaks the basket. What if he does that in an actual game? Are they gonna pause the game so they can go put
I
on
was-
a new rim?
I was kind of hoping that you guys would talk about like, oh yeah, this is a good demonstration of like sports games always demonstrate like graphically what a system is capable of, and goddamn, this looks really good.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what we just
But
said.
no, you did, but it was.
You know what I'm gonna say, Colin,
All
about this?
I'm saying that's
You know what?
look
No.
nice.
You know what I want to say about this actually is that unlike what they did with Gran Turismo,
Uh-huh.
another very pretty game that they actually showed gameplay for. They did show in-game stuff and it looks very pretty, but the dude is like, y'all are not ready for this, and they just show a little bit of trailer and then that's it. There's no gameplay whatsoever.
Fucking
Oh,
boring.
Yeah,
not
let
ready
me
to watch
fix
me
this real
sweat through
quick.
My shirt.
There we go.
Y'all not ready for my sweat. Because that was it. That was it.
Making puddles out here.
Okay,
So,
I
like-
fixed the rambling about.
So that's all I have to say about that. Is that as far as anything goes for that, like I had nothing really. Even if I was a fan, like I have nothing to look forward to from that, just other than hey, it's happening, even though you knew it already was gonna happen. So
It's happening, and you're not ready for it.
there
My
it is.
sweat.
It happened. So what'd you think of it happening?
All right, now,
It happened.
It happens every year.
yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never bought
Okay.
a game. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy a game.
I don't think.
Thanks for that, guys.
Welcome.
That gave me time to find this. I just want to point out real quick before I make fun of this. Okay, we live in a weird time. The Backstreet Boys are happening. They're everywhere. Tickets are selling like hotcakes.
I only recently caught that reference. I was so confused.
And
I thought there was an actual tour.
it's a Game Grumps thing that I'm stealing. But because of that, we're all in our homes. Putting together things like this is getting harder. And for Sony in particular, this is their first time doing the sort of Nintendo Direct approach, So, streaming the game, like, it doesn't look as good as it should. You have to kind of, like, green screen people in sometimes. People are working from home. Sometimes, in order to get your celebrity endorsement on stream, you have to green screen them in from a Zoom call. And the end result of that green screening in is that your Zoom call ends up looking something like this.
Those fucking Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
You can see the
damn them and
earpieces
their
in. He's got his
beautiful
AirPods in.
That was very noticeable. Notice he had his AirPods in. I was like,
He's being good at lines.
Like I can't fault them for it, right? But I still want to make fun of it.
I mean,
it's still funny.
I'll do a better. I can do a good job. I can edit.
They couldn't have given him like a better camera or something like that, or
He just has what he has. He's using what he's got.
Like, hey, we're supposed to get your cameo. I was like, okay, well, I don't really have time. So they're just like, okay, just pull out your iPhone.
Like, honestly, you guys give me your thoughts on this. Would it have been better if they just screen capped the Zoom call
No,
and just owned it?
no, absolutely not.
Because that's kind of what all of my streams are. Like, I intentionally make shit look bad because it's, in some cases, it is sometimes just the best I got.
well, you know what, Colin, you're not Sony, and you don't work at Sony, so I don't.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Anyways, I just thought this was funny that he was just so cool. It was so very obviously green screens. I'm looking at the chat replay because this is actually the live stream from GameSpot. Because Sony's is no longer up. Someone says, "Actual looks good," with 2 L's.
What?
They meant to say actually, but they got actual.
Are they talking about the green screen or the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
They're talking about the green screen. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was funny. Yeah. So, I can't make fun of them for it too hard, but I want to.
It does actual look good though.
Yeah, it does. All right.
Hold them for that.
Do you think actually looks good or actual looks good?
All right.
Looks good.
Next topic. Let's move on.
Like ray tracing sweat, actual looks good.
Oh my God, we get to talk about this now. Okay, bug snacks. A lot of people said this looks cute. Am I the only person who thought this looked terrifying?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
I'm excited to talk about this one. It has terrifying implications, and I'm not about it. Like, this is a phobia that I did not realize I had until I saw this trailer.
I was trying to figure out what exactly I want to say about it, but that's a pretty good way of putting it together.
It's the concept, all right?
It feels like a little kid game. It presents like a little game, like, oh, bug snacks, like little 6-year-old Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, I get Viva Pinata vibes for it, which was on the Xbox. It was a kiddie game, and also, it's funny you should say that, David. It did get a show. It did get a Saturday morning show.
And then she just I knew she was gonna eat it, and she I won't say anything about it until it happens.
So yeah, there's these creatures that look like snacks, okay, and when you eat them, this happens. Oh, it's terrifying!
Yeah, that I hate that so much.
Like, I've adjusted at this point because I've had to watch this trailer so many times, but the implication is it's so terrifying. I hate it.
Words are failing me. It's just not good. Stop that. Do not stop consuming. Stop eating.
Stop
I think
eating
y'all
it.
are. I think y'all are being sensitive.
These people are losing their bodies.
It's whatever to me.
I just,
I think.
if you think this looks cute, that's fine. I'm just saying, for me, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Is
I
this,
don't-
this
I see
permanent?
why.
Why are they so calm about this?
I see why you say that, but at the same time, it's like it's exactly like what they are kind of going for. Like you could look at I can't give a specific example, but if you look at just an actual normal cartoon and stuff too, and if you like look at it at a deeper level and look at implications, you'd be like, that's terrifying. But to a kid, it's just what it is. It's just meant to be what it is. It's just fun. It's
Strawberry fingers.
yeah.
It's weird.
You don't even have fingers.
It's just weird, yeah. I mean, it's not like stupid cartoons nowadays where it's random for the sake of being random. I just don't. What I'm saying is I am not looking at it like.
I
with
can't
a-
think
with
that
a
it's
dark-
for kids though.
I'm not. Okay, it's what. Forget about the kids thing. It doesn't have to be for kids.
I can't. It's the aesthetic.
Yeah. Oh, well. Okay. I don't. I'm
Look,
trying
it's not-
to just get my thoughts out, and you're yelling at me.
What I think you're trying to say,
Be
Calvin,
scared.
what I think you're trying to say is, bottom line, it wasn't meant to be terrifying.
It just happened to be terrifying.
It's just, for some of us, the implication here is scary as shit.
Cry as a kid if a bunch of
I
food
am one of those
stacked up
people.
and attacked me.
And if you're not scared by that trailer already, let me cut forward a bit.
I might even cry as an adult if food. gathered.
So after the title on the trailer drops, this happens. Recut, and it's getting darker on the island. Nighttime is setting in. We see a snack in the distance, and we see the snacks starting to combine with one another. And there's this.
This. Why?
Holiday
Why?
2020!
There's no way that this is marketed to kids. I would cry. All right, as a child, I would cry. That would happen. That's awful.
I think you're
It's-
overreacting, David. I've
No,
seen much
absolutely, we're overreacting a little
Alright.
bit, but like, still.
I've seen much worse stuff in kids' cartoons. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna throw food at you in real life and see how you feel about it.
I would open
Little
my
talk.
mouth and say thank you, please, more.
No, we're talking about like Big Macs here, right?
Yeah. No, you think I'm gonna back down?
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
One thing we forgot to directly say that is in the trailer, by the way, this is from the creators of Octodad.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
get it's supposed to be like a quirky little game, but it's just it's so many different vibes I'm getting
It
from it.
has startling implications.
I'm looking forward to it for its quirkiness because Octodad is very quirky and I think it was very good, very
Oh
funny.
yeah,
I'm
I
very
have
glad at
complete
least
faith
one of
in
us
the
is excited
developers.
for it, because we do need to hear both sides of it.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
It's not one of the ones I'm most excited for, but I'm definitely I'm still intrigued.
Boys, it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. Do
What's
you know
the
what
time
time it
for?
is?
Well, my parents just slipped a note under my door.
Time.
It's time. Let's talk about it.
No,
I know what
I
time
never
it
know
is.
what that.
I'm
I know
so
what time it
fucking
is now.
excited. So
The next
before
three-
this
the next-
game,
The next 3 games that we're about to talk about, dude. Ooh.
before we actually see trailer footage, we have a talking head come up. It's a Japanese man he has good English, just his accent's strong. And so it's kind of funny to listen to him talk about it. And then the trailer drops, and what we have is a remake for Demon Souls, coming to the PS5 from Blue Point, who is I didn't know this at the time, but apparently Blue Point is known for their ports and their remakes. So I'm sure this is going to be really good. It looks really pretty, and I'm excited. For those of you who are uninitiated, Demon Souls, is the precursor to Dark Souls.
Was that only available on PS3 or something, right?
Yes. So originally, From Software made Demon Souls. It was a PS3 exclusive. They had a falling out with Sony, so they ended up going to the Xbox. and they couldn't make Demon's Souls 2 because Sony had the rights to that or something along those lines. I don't know the exact specifics. But because they could not make Demon's Souls 2, they instead made Dark Souls. And then that just kind of stuck, and that's what they continued to go off of. But yeah, my notes on this are in all caps. It's a remake. What the actual fuck? Hype. Those are 3 separate bullets.
Mentioned earlier that they said you can choose between full frames or like extra fancy graphics.
Yeah, you can. It can either look pretty or run pretty. You don't get to choose both.
But it does look gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
follow up just real quick, just
Yep.
a second. My parents slipped a note under my door, and then I got cut off, so that was all the context, and that's just going to be in the video for forever now. My dad was grilling, so he's like, "Hey, food's ready," so I'm probably going to hop off pretty quick here. But
Okay.
Just wanted to give that and didn't want anyone to worry because I was like, a note was slipped under my door, and then
And Noah slipped under my door, and then you just leaves. It's like, David?
and then just silenced.
David. All right. So yeah, I'm just really excited for that. I've never really seen Demon's Souls before. I know Chris has played it, so you can expect in the future once that comes out. Probably gonna be some of Chris, Calvin, and I playing through that
I still need to play Dark Souls.
on stream. Yep.
I would
Okay.
Hey, no, this is
moving on.
a good time. This is a good time for someone like me who has not played Dark Souls. I can go play Demon's Souls and then play the rest of the series.
There you go.
I'll play the rest of them first.
This is a good time for someone like me who can go play the rest of the games first and then eventually be able to afford a PS5 to play Demon's Souls.
There you go. You got it. Okay.
Perfect.
Next game. John, I'm just gonna let you go to town on this. Here you go, buddy.
Oh,
Begin.
Why? I don't really know what to say about it. I think it's gonna be fucking awesome. Mainly because
Same here.
anyone in this chat, like I mean, out of the 4 of us or any of the people in your Twitch chat, Dishonored is such a great game, and this looks exactly like Dishonored.
It's from Bethesda and Arcane Lion.
Yeah,
That's a Softworks, yeah.
It's the same. It's the same people.
yeah. It's just. I can't even do it justice by like talking about it. Just like look at the trailer and just.
The trailer is phenomenal. I think this is one of
Yeah.
the games that stood out the most to me in the entire
Yeah.
presentation.
Yes,
Same
it's
here.
very phenomenal, including this bit right here where they have some fake ass gameplay.
So?
Yes, in fact, I am a very huge fan of this fake ass gameplay we're watching right now.
I think this one, as far as like the trailer stuff goes, I feel like this one along with Kina are probably like the like so visually striking and really awesome to watch.
But Calvin,
I'm a
look at
poor
the fake ass
boy.
gameplay we're seeing that may or may not have been captured on the PS5. We're not sure because it's edited.
Colin, I want to point something out.
Go for it,
This-
John.
Fake ass gameplay you're talking about, I don't think is as fake as you're making it out to be.
I would
But
agree.
that is because
But it's
Dishonored-
not solid gameplay, so we can't know for sure.
Yeah, but Dishonored looks the exact same. It's just there's no UI about your powers being used. But like the way that the person was moving is identical to Dishonored.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm just saying like it. All I'm saying is it could be on the PS5 like they say it is, but the way they introduce it, it calls into question whether or not it actually is. That's my only concern.
That's I mean, like, again, of course, that's my opinion, but like, based on what I'm seeing right now, it looks like Dishonored, and this
Well,
is how Dishonored play without the UI.
I would also like to mention that the Dishonored trailer that they showed for the first time also looked like this, and it did the exact same thing. It was not actual gameplay; it was just edited to look like it.
Okay, then why are you being so nitpicky right now about this?
Because they said that all gameplay you're about to see is captured on the PS5, but a lot of these trailers are just editing their trailers to look like actual gameplay. So it's not actual gameplay, it's just the trailer. So the final game might not look this nice. This is the exact same problem we had with what was it, Colonial Marines way back when?
Yes, the big Colonial Marines
I have
debacle.
no idea what you're talking about.
All right, so this was a big thing, okay? Where back in the day, all right, Aliens Colonial Marines, I remember the title now.
Oh, actually, never mind.
Really?
Yeah, I agree now.
Yes, it was a very shitty game, okay, and they knew it. And in order to sell copies, they lied about it. They put gameplay into they faked their gameplay essentially. They put it on PCs that couldn't possibly make the game look as nice as it did, and ran it on E3 stage and just faked all of it. And then when the game actually came out, it was shit and everyone was pissed. So that's why I think it's very important that it needs to be said whether or not it's actual gameplay in order to prevent that from happening again.
Okay.
Yeah, is it actual gameplay? It could be. I honestly don't know.
You see, now you've just sucked all the hype out of the room.
Maybe the PS5 just does make the game look that nice.
Colin, you're the hype sucker.
I'll be your wet blanket any day, god damn it. I'm keeping them honest.
Not comfortable, but I guess it does serve a purpose.
But anyways, aside from that though, narrative sounds awesome, seems really solid. It's basically just Dishonored with guns. I can get behind that. And
Dishonored had guns as well.
And then also, it looks like we're gonna have, based on the end of that gameplay, quote unquote, multiple playable characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if I talked about it on my stream or not. I thought something that would be really cool, okay, based on what they showed us at the end there. If there are multiple playable characters, if it used a sort of Dark Souls system, with the invasion system. So you can be going along, doing your thing, and then suddenly someone comes into your game playing as her, and now you have an actual player coming after you and trying to stop you from doing whatever it is you're doing. I think it would be annoying for guys like John, which is why I know John's being really quiet right now. I think it'd be interesting to see.
I don't think it would be annoying per se in this game, just because the combat system's not nearly as convoluted as it is in the Dark Souls series.
I don't know. I see there could be some appeal to that. I'm not personally a huge fan of it. I'd see it more like Sonic Heroes or something like that, where there's just like the good storyline and the bad guy storyline.
That could absolutely be it too.
Yeah, I think I'd personally prefer something like that because my only problem is like I just don't know if they could build around it enough for it to be a fundamental feature and just still feel like a stable game.
I'm honest to God just spitballing here.
Yeah.
I think that we're opening it up to that, and I think that's a cool idea. I think what's actually going to happen is it's going to be like Dishonored 1, where they have the main game, and then they have their playable DLC after the fact, where you can play as the guy that actually sets everything in motion. You actually play as the guy who like kills the queen or whatever.
Dowd, or whatever his name is.
Yep. Okay.
I gotta hop off call for a little bit. I'm gonna grab some food. Hopefully, I will be back before the console reveal. I don't really have much to contribute to the next couple games, but I would love to be here for the console reveal. So if I'm not back, just hit me up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm eating some food pretty soon here too. All right. So, one last thing to talk about with Deathloop before we move on. Which I guess if you don't know what the plot of Deathloop is, he's this guy on this island, okay, who is fighting for his life every day because the attraction of the island is that rich people, I guess, come to the island and hunt him down and kill him, and then time resets, and he comes back to life for the next day, for the next group of people. to come try to kill him, and he has to like kill all these other bigwigs by midnight in order to break the loop. And that's the overarching plot of that. Yeah, I feel like we haven't done a very good job of explaining the plot of some of these games, but really that's just because there's not much to explain, honestly, for a lot of them.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of initial reveals.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, the thing I actually wanted to talk about was that the neck breaks. Oh my god, the neck breaks. He at least twice in that trailer, he snaps people's necks and he snaps them backwards, like they're facing backwards now. That is just savage.
Some of them look like robotic people, if I remember correctly.
Is that? I'd have to watch it back again.
Like some of them look not. I should maybe not so should say robotic people, but like some of them have. It might just be like the masks that they're wearing. They look like crash test dummies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer again.
With a couple of them, I couldn't really tell if they were actually people or not. Just because they didn't look like it.
Yeah, he just like snaps their. I don't know if they're actual people or not. Now I'm looking at it because they're all wearing masks. But yeah, it's like he just snaps the neck and they're facing backwards now. Yeah, I thought that was cool. My notes say let's see, what is it? Neck breaks are savage in all caps. Next up on our list to talk about is this one. Resident Evil 8 Village.
I'm excited!
I couldn't give a shit!
I'm excited!
Yep, and real quick, I just want to say, I am unfortunately not going to play the trailer for this one, because after I uploaded my VOD from the last time I talked about the PS5 to YouTube, as it turns out, Resi, you can't show the trailer for it on YouTube at all. Not the music from it, the trailer itself.
Why?
Because they claimed it. You can't do it.
That's dumb.
They're within their right. If they want to not advertise it off of other people, then that's fine.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying I won't show it here. That's why I'm not showing it. So you're going to have to either go check it out for yourself or just listen to us talk about it. But the Resident Evil 8 trailer, I guess, is the conclusion to whatever this current arc we're on is after 7. Taking place in the village, which I guess is significant to Resident Evil. I don't really know the plot of all the games. I do want to point out that of all the trailers, okay, this one was the worst in terms of quality.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
The audio is quiet as shit. You have to strain to hear it, okay? And not only is the audio quiet as shit, the trailer itself, the frame rate constantly stutters. I watched someone talk about it, and they were saying, like, I don't know why they didn't just, like, hold off on this for now and just wait to reveal it later when it was in a better state, but they did it, and we got it. And it's a thing.
Yeah.
I do want to comment, though, that the fake out at the end is funny. Because they make you think that it's going to be a game called The Village, and then they put the Resident Evil tagline on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it
It's
was
so
the same
good.
thing with Biohazard.
They did that with Biohazard too, yeah.
Yep.
So I think the whole, I think that the whole pacing and everything of the whole trailer, I think it was good, especially with throwing people for a loop. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be Resi 8. And it's just really unfortunate that the actual quality of the whole video itself was just so garbo. But other than that, I am genuinely very much looking forward to this game. So as far as the last few releases of Resident Evil games go, I am very much a big fan. So yeah.
Real quick, Calvin, because I assume you've played the Resi games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not all of them, but the most recent ones, yes.
Okay, can you answer this for me? What's the significance of what happens at the very end of the trailer?
with
Chris Redfield.
Chris Red. So even for having played Resident Evil 7, which it very much seems like this is going to be, this is obviously going to be, this is the next one in the next trilogy, I would assume, of Resident Evil games.
Okay.
This is going to be taking place after 7, I assume. At the end there, it seems like you are definitely, you're looking through the eyes of the main character from 7,
Okay.
Ethan, and you're facing who seems to be Chris Redfield, and obviously it definitely looks like him, especially if you compare him to all the old Resident Evil games. But if you've played Resident Evil 7 and if you've played it all the way through to the end, they show Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 7 for like a split second.
Mm-hmm.
Not a split second exactly, for like a couple seconds, and that's it. And he looks completely different. Like they completely changed how he looks in Resident Evil 7, and now it they thinned him out. They made him blonde. They just completely changed how he looks, and now it kind of looks like he's back to normal again. So I don't really know what to make of that.
Okay.
I really don't.
What I was really asking is who did he kill?
Oh,
Who's the girl?
oh, you think I know? There's nothing here that I can glean from previous Resident Evil games.
Okay,
There's nothing
I
here that I can
assumed.
say. There's nothing here that I can say because like the whole vibe of it entirely is just like it's totally different. Like
Okay.
it's looks nothing like what is gonna be like a zombie virus like Resident Evil usually is, which makes me excited. It looks
Okay.
very different.
All right, so I just assumed, based on what they showed us, that we were supposed to know who that girl is, and that it was supposed to be important that they just killed her right in front of us.
No.
So
I mean-
I don't know anything about the Resident Evil games, so I can't. Or okay, well, I know a little bit. I know enough. I don't. I just wasn't sure what that was about.
I mean that woman's really in like shadowed, and you can't really tell who she is anyways. I don't think.
I want to ask a certain question. I haven't seen the trailer since we watched it when it was live. Do we know that it's Chris Redfield
There we go.
before he kills her?
He says Chris.
I thought he said Chris after he shot her. He's like, Chris, why? And
Yeah,
that's
that's the line.
I'm-
I think that's the reason.
No,
why.
I think he just said why. I'm pretty sure it's just why, if I'm not mistaken.
Anyways, that's enough about that. Unfortunately, I can't show that trailer on here. I don't know if it's obvious yet by now that we're nearing the end, guys. If you haven't seen the whole reveal stream, you might want to do that because we're not always doing the best job of explaining everything that we see on the stream. Also, David's in chat saying that he definitely says Chris.
Yeah, I'm not denying that he says Chris. I just think that he says those two words separately. I don't think he says Chris Y. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure he says Chris, and then after shooting the lady, he says why. So
Yeah,
I could
and
be
he
wrong.
sounds exactly like that.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
He kills the lady and it's all dramatic, and he's just like, "Why, Chris?
Here,
Why
I
did
have
you
the
do
trailer-
that?"
I have the trailer right here. I'm gonna go to the end and watch it. Hang on.
All right, while you're
You can
doing
move
that, we're gonna keep going. We're almost done, guys. We have 3 more things. Pragmata. If I can spell. There we go. Pragmata.
He says Chris, and then Chris says, "Sorry, Ethan," and then he shoots her.
Okay.
And then Ethan's like, "Why?"
All right, this I can show. Pragmata.
Greg, what?
Yeah, in my I'll just say what John's reading is in my notes. I wrote Pragwata.
I'm the same way. I don't understand it.
And it looks like Capcom USA actually has an extended cut, which I'm not going to play, but I will link it in the chat if anyone wants to look at it.
I'm just gonna let you speak for me on this one, Colin, because your opinion was pretty much mine, if I'm not mistaken. Because I gotta go pee, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know what the fuck this game's about. All I know is that it.
Human because
And I
she's
just.
on.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said she's very clearly not a human because she's on the moon without without breathing.
Right. I think you cut off there, so I didn't realize we were done. I
My
was just
bad.
gonna say I just noticed that text at the end, coming 2022, that was some default ass text.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, it's fine, which is what I do. And that's what I do when I'm not taking a video seriously. All right. So yeah, Pragmata, slightly concerning. And then the last game they talked about, Jesse Cox was excited for it because he's all about it. He's all about this girl, Horizon Forbidden West. It's I guess you'd call it the direct sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. What it is she's going west. I'm getting really hungry. I need to be done.
I'm sorry. So FIFA Goes West featuring. Oh, man.
Aloy's going west.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I don't think there was any gameplay in here. It was really just the teaser. But if you've played Horizon Zero Dawn, if you've seen Horizon Zero Dawn, you already know pretty as shit. Really good gameplay. Nice open world, lots to do. It's just a good game. So if you liked Horizon Zero Dawn, you're probably gonna like this too. I have to assume there's probably more robots and shit than ever before. There's gonna be more stuff to do. But they don't really tell us much about the game itself, other than that she's going west, I do believe. Unless there's stuff about the talking heads, because there's talking heads after this that say we can't wait to share more with you as time goes on. I'm gonna at least wait until Aloy appears before I cut this trailer. I might have to skip ahead a little bit. I know she appears right ahead. I'm just here. Yep, I'm gonna skip around some. Here we go. There's Aloy. Yep, there you go. Oh no, sick fox. She's tending to it, and then turtle thing shows up. Ooh, scary. And then there's this moment. She's like in plains, like Sahara area. There's storms. She's under the water. Ooh, that's cool. And then this is a casino, a Japanese casino. And oh, whoa, it's a big holographic dragon. And there's like the desert, and there's like before this, like snowy mountains, and then there's the Golden Gate Bridge. I have no clue what the fuck's going on or what the setting is. I just know that she's apparently going west, and then here's where the title comes in. There's pterodactyls now. Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, chat, I played very little of Horizon Zero Dawn. I got stressed out because there was so much to do, because that's what always happens with me in open worlds, and I was just like, okay, can't play anymore. I'm done. Yeah, my only notes on it were just that it'll be good. Do you have anything to add, John?
No, I didn't play the first one, so I really have no expectations going in.
Okay, great. I would like to wait for Calvin to get back from his pee, but that's probably going to be a minute. So we're just going to go ahead and move on to our final thing. The last thing they did, I guess technically the second to last thing they did, the console reveal. So they actually revealed like what the console's going to look like and all that good stuff. Again, I think my meds, I'm hitting that time of the day where my meds start to wear off, so I'm losing steam here. Let's see. PS5 console reveal.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome
Hello,
back.
back.
You're here just in time for the console reveal. Oh yeah, David wanted to be here, didn't he? Didn't David want to be here for that?
Yes, he did. Here he comes.
You guys all talking about the PlayStation 5 design?
Well,
Yeah.
not yet. Real quick before we move on, I just want to say that I played Horizon Zero Dawn, not all the way through, but it's a good game, great game, I would say. So I am looking forward to next.
Great. We're going to talk about the console reveal, but before we get to the console reveal, we have blue and black balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
Moving in very interesting patterns. Ooh, it looks shiny.
You've tricked me. This isn't what I signed up for.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't what
Okay.
we signed up for either, but we had to sit through this while we waited for the fucking
What a fucking bait.
reveal to happen.
So can I
Debated.
share something real quick?
You
sure.
may.
When I just walked away just now, I told my parents just now that I'm talking with my friends about the whole PS5 reveal and all that, and I watched it the other day.
The
And
balls.
and I they said something about the way the console looks, something that they heard about it, and I said, "Oh yeah, it looks very sleek. I kind of like it." And my dad was like, "Is there anything new?" Or I forget exactly what he said, but anything, whatever about it. And I said, "Well, there is supposed to be two different versions of it, coming out, and we'll see in that video."
Spoilers, Calvin.
I said that there's one, like, normal version, and there's one that's discless, and they thought I said something else.
yeah.
Oh no.
So we all had a very good laugh. They had a very good laugh at
It's
me
now the standard feature.
for a solid minute there.
Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to the trailer. I cut ahead some
Why?
Why?
to the part where the console actually gets
Colin!
revealed.
But Colin, the balls!
Colin!
You have so much to say about the balls.
Whoa, wait. I thought we said we were doing the console reveal, not a picture of Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, so
Oh,
there's already
Lord.
memes about the way this console looks. I think I think it looks pretty slick.
I do too. I don't think anybody was expecting this.
Yeah. My problem with the way it looks so far, though, is that it seems so far, and a lot of people have said this already, and I know I'm going to reiterate it. It seems like you can't set the console on its side.
And I have to disagree with that. They've already shown pictures. It's actually later on in this trailer. They show it on its side.
Okay.
They have like a little platform that you can put on
All right.
the where the disk drive is.
I was just gonna say, doesn't PlayStation, haven't they always shown them when they first reveal
Standing
it?
up?
Like,
Yeah.
they first show it standing up, yeah. They always do that.
They do that for
But
every
then-
console, I feel like.
But then you can lay it down if you need to.
Once again, why didn't we not see this in the PS5 reveal stream?
What, laying on its side?
Yeah.
We did. I told you it's later on in this trailer.
Wait,
no,
really?
not during the
I don't-
stream.
Yeah,
They
we
don't show
skipped
it.
over it. I promise you.
I don't remember seeing that. Do we?
Yeah.
Maybe I skipped. Okay, maybe I did skip over it. I don't know.
So okay, it's when they start showing all the other additions to it. So like the pulse headset, the controller docking, whatever, blah blah blah. They will show the PlayStation 5 on its side.
Okay.
I do have some articles to go along with this.
All right.
There's
Thank God the remote. I'm almost tempted to play that part from my stream. It's like, I'm just like, oh, thank God it has a remote. Oh, this is totally worth $1,000 now. Yes.
It wasn't on the side there.
Is that not the same one from the actual stream?
No, that was
It's the
definitely
same
the same
exact
one
one.
from the stream.
I told you they don't show it on its side.
The Facebook profile. Here, I'll link
Yeah.
it.
I don't know what you saw.
I didn't see. I haven't seen it on its side yet. They definitely didn't show it during the stream.
All right, but now, guys, I would
like
like
the
to
design.
play a game with you all.
Same here.
That sounds
I-
scary.
No, it's gonna be a fun game. Here's the game. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let me make sure I get the name right.
It's in the Twitch chat.
Okay. The game is
Hmm.
What It Looks Like to You.
Kinda.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect the disc side to be the lower
Oh,
side.
yeah, no.
That's not what I
I wasn't
expected.
expecting that either. That looks kind of odd.
Yeah.
A lot of people have said it looks like a modem. people have said it looks
Oh
like
yeah,
a
no,
book.
I've heard so many people calling it a router.
People have been putting Seto Kaiba's head on it. Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
I've seen people like taping pieces of paper to either side of their router and be like, "Hey guys, I got the new PS5."
I haven't seen that actually yet, and that's great. Actually, if I look in the Discord
good
right
one.
now, in my Discord, hang on.
It was the same thing with the fucking Switch. People took like the iPads and like stuck a Wii remote on one side and then the nunchuck on the other, and they're like, "Look, I got the Switch early."
Yeah. By the way, guys, I on my Discord, which if you're not in it yet, follow and you can join. Make sure Crackerbot gets his link if he doesn't have it already.
Okay.
How do where should I drop a link? I have a link
There-
for some interesting.
There is a PS5 talk channel now on the CEFG 100 Discord for any news or discussions you guys want to have. I've put the full stream in there. There's some memes in there already. Some of the people that I've referenced today, their videos are in here. Yeah, anything you guys want to talk about related to the PS5, you can do it in there. You're more than welcome to. There's already some memes. So we have Seto Kaiba here. Yep. Yep. I would kind of wish they had photoshopped the collar out, but it's fine. Also, Alienware, which if you showed me this, I would not have questioned it. Like if you had shown me this without me watching the PS5 reveal, I would have been like, yeah, okay. It definitely looks like something Alienware would make.
I do not know. Think I've heard of Alienware, but I don't know them.
One of their more recent laptops takes a very similar aesthetic.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like the Alienware, was it the M15? It's one of their most recent gaming laptops. Very very similar looking. I think they started using like triangles or hexagons or something like that.
What is the big gaming news? They're making a new one.
They're making the gaming news.
But yeah, in addition to the console with the disc, they also announced, I'll bring it back to that point in the trailer. There we go. Make sure it looks pretty. Give them all the benefit of the doubt. There's actually two versions of the PS5. There's going to be the standard version and then a digital edition, which clearly no disc slot, so it's obviously going to be like only digital
What?
copies of the game.
Wait, that's the difference?
Huh?
What I want to know,
I
I
didn't
want your
actually hear.
okay. I want your
Perfectly
thoughts.
fine to ignore me.
Okay,
Oh.
I want everyone else's thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's going to be with the digital edition? Because I've heard I heard talk, like someone in chat when I was reacting to it the first time. Someone said that maybe it was going to have like more memory than
I would hope so.
the
like
base
an extra
PS5.
like an extra terabyte.
Or storage.
Yeah, I think it would have to, because the whole thing of like the only sort of plus that discs have nowadays is the fact that a lot of that is stored on the disc and not going to be on your hard drive.
Yeah, not taking up your hard drive space.
Yeah.
Also,
so-
if you live out in the middle of nowhere, like yours truly, you don't have to download the entire game.
yeah.
Like downloading like an 100 gigabyte AAA title for me is like a death sentence.
80,
100. I meant 8 to 100, but yeah, sure. 100 gigs, that's a death sentence. I will be dead before that is downloaded.
That's like 2 Destiny 2.
That's like 1.5 Destiny 2s. Destiny 2 is fucking massive.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I forget what I was saying. No, yeah, but if like the base one, like with the disc, like if just the base PS5 has like a terabyte of space, and then the digital edition has 2 terabytes or whatever, that would be good.
Okay.
That would be good. I feel like they'd still have a base model with the same storage though, and they'd probably just make it cheaper. I know that's the strategy Xbox took or Microsoft took when they released their digital only Xbox. Exactly the same as the other model. Literally just doesn't have a disk drive. Marketed as $50 cheaper for people who don't need a disk drive and don't want to spend as much.
I don't mean to cut things short, but I do have to go for dinner. So,
All right.
thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Go
Thanks
follow
for-
John Ball TV on Twitch. He's good.
He's pretty cool. Go do it.
Thank you guys. Love you.
Are you are you
Continue it.
are you streaming later, John?
Yeah, I'll talk about that in my Discord though.
Okay.
Humble. He's so humble. A
right.
lesser man would take that time.
God,
to,
thank
to
God he's
plug
gone.
his-
Hate that
plug it-
guy.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Lasted not even 2 seconds.
Okay, so moving on with the console reveal stuff. I'm gonna bring this video back up again. Hopefully for the last time. So they show all this stuff. Okay, DualSense controller, DualSense charging station, HD camera. Interesting, by the way, that it's not a DualShock; it's a DualSense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the God, that media remote's so sexy.
Probably has to do with the haptic feedback.
No way, robot.
Mhm.
Now you feel.
So yeah, now you feel. I didn't know how to feel until I got a PlayStation 5.
PS5. Now
Okay.
you feel.
All right, so I'm just wondering, guys. Do you think that the PS5 is going to be bundled with all of that crap, and
Of course
therefore
not.
it's going to jack up the price, or are they going to sell like a separate version that's just the console and like one controller?
Yeah, of course. There's no way that they're only gonna sell it sell it as a whole
Yeah, no
bundle
way.
kit, because I'm absolutely not gonna buy that. I like all I'm
Although-
really interested in is the console. And
We were talking
controllers.
about the 3D audio earlier. That would, if they're advertising it as like a hardcore feature, that almost would make sense for them to have to bundle that, or for them to market it and bundle the headset with it.
Yes, this Pulse 3D wireless headset, which does actually look very nice. It's awfully similar to the other PlayStation headset, like the headset that PlayStation actually made for the PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
I'm actually also a fan of the charging stations.
Yeah.
Those look really nice. I see that the charging lights are now like in this crease here, which that looks pretty cool. Let's see, what else we got here? HD
Cannot
camera,
find it.
self-explanatory. I do want to just do my quick bit about this right here. If I can find the spot. There we go. This right here. Oh my God, this makes it all worth it. Buy the PS5 for any price as long as it comes with this bad boy. The media remote.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to know what else had the media remote? The PlayStation 2. Do you want to know what was really unnecessary for the PlayStation 2? A remote.
I thought the PlayStation 3 had one.
It might. I don't know. It's kind of.
I don't know for sure either, because I don't have a PS3. I do have a PS2, and I never had a remote for it though.
Don't get me wrong. The media remote does sound nice if that's what you use your PS5 for. If you use it as like a way of watching Netflix and Hulu and whatever the hell, then yeah, having this would actually be probably nice. I see it also has a TV button, so maybe it like switches back to your TV for you. Oh, and also a voice command button. So that's nice too. That actually makes me think. I almost wonder if they're going to try to compete with the Fire Sticks, and the Fire Cubes, and the Alexas of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny that this was a big selling point for it. When I remember as a child having the PlayStation 2 remote. Now that I think about it, that wasn't even a licensed by Sony thing. That was Mad Catz. That was a third-party remote.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny that they included that. All right, so final thoughts, okay? I just want to know what you guys think. Individually, what do you think each one of these costs? And we're gonna assume that the PS5, both of these editions, come with a controller.
Sony right now is just playing a game of chicken with Xbox.
Yeah, they're
They're
waiting to
just
see who's
seeing
gonna announce
who's
the price
gonna-
first.
My guess is the price for this console will likely be between $500 to $750.
How much was
expensive.
How much was the PS4 at launch? 'Cause I
What was it,
I don't know.
$500?
I'm not sure.
I thought I heard that it was 400.
I think it was
It might
400.
have been.
I think it was 400.
I think
I remember
the
hearing someone say that.
Xbox was 5 at
I
So-
think if the, I think what I would like, what would be like sick and make people go, "Oh, sick, dude," about it is if like it is if the normal version is like 450 or something around there, and if they made the digital edition like 400 or so.
All right, so
And
let's keep playing the game in that case then. All right, so disc version of the PS5 with controller price.
I'm gonna say somewhere between 500 and 600.
Okay, the digital edition of the PS5 with. Actually, Calvin, you didn't give your answer. What do you think this is going to be?
I'm not very good with numbers. I'll just go with what David said, 500, 600. That sounds like it could be accurate.
Boring but fun. Digital edition with controller.
I want to say like
Be like $50 less.
That does sound reasonable to me. How much does a disc drive cost? 4K Ultra HD, whatever, Blu-ray.
I want to say
That's a
low.
fair point.
I want to say lower than $500 for sure on the
Really?
digital edition with controller, because that's what I'm hoping for.
My heart says 450, but I don't.
All right.
That'll be correct. They've just been being so secretive with the price.
Yeah. Probably because it's going to end up
That
being
makes me think
ridiculously
that they're-
expensive.
Yeah.
If I'm going on my hunch of it, I want to say it's like digital editions like around 400. I don't think with controller, I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near 500.
Like
I think 500 is gonna be like a minimum, if I'm being honest.
at
Of the
this
digital
point,
edition?
we're
Oh, for the digital edition? No.
I'm saying digital edition.
Sorry.
I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near 500.
at this point we are essentially paying for a gaming PC.
That's
That's-
powerful.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just wanted to change this to change this real quick to hardware.
So GameSpot has an article there. A lot of them are guessing it's going to be between $450 to $500.
I hope that's the case.
Of the normal or the digital? Or does it not specify?
Just in general.
If it doesn't specify, then I'm
Doesn't
guessing.
specify.
Because
If it doesn't, if
my
it
dad
doesn't
and I-
specify, then I'm guessing it just means the normal version.
Because what my dad and I
just,
discussed prior to this, like last night, I think. No, it would have been the night of. What we might want to do, because I'm sure I'm gonna want one, he's gonna want one too. What we might want to do is both get the disc version, so that we can save money on games. Because I'm gonna end up getting Spider-Man at some point. I'm gonna end up getting that Kena game at some point. He's gonna get he's way in the Ratchet and Clank as well, because my dad is also a big Ratchet and Clank fan. So, you know, by getting discs, we can just trade them back and forth, and then
Yeah.
it's not like tied to our account.
Not to mention you get way more disc sales than you do digital sales.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a safe thing to say.
Okay. Moving on to the game. Just this headset. The Pulse 3D wireless headset.
I don't know, something unreasonable like.
It depends on if it has like a 3D audio and stuff.
If you want reference, the licensed Sony headset made for the PlayStation, the gold headset, was I believe $60.
I'm gonna say something unreasonable like 30 or 40.
You say something unreasonable like 30 or 40?
I just
Yep.
said that the version for the PS4 that's not as good as those was $60.
Yes, I know what you said, Colin.
You
and
went
it
down.
and it made me sigh in my head.
Explain.
Before you just said what you said, I was still gonna say the same thing. So, thanks for making me sound stupid, but it's all right.
David, what do you think?
'Cause I was gonna say
I'm
that.
just gonna
already.
throw in a number. Sorry, go ahead, Calvin.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
All right, it's all right. I'll just feel bad about it now. I'm
No.
just gonna throw $80 out there. So maybe somewhere between 80 to 100. If it's the patented like 3D audio, like their top end headset, I could maybe see it starting at 60.
The article I skimmed that talked about the headset, because I just realized that I haven't really given my 2 cents on this. The article I skimmed about the headset said it was probably going to be around 60 to 100. So I'm going to go right about in the middle and say maybe like 75, 80. That's my
I'd
guess.
love to see it. That sounds, yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
Okay,
that sounds reasonable, but
Great.
Okay, guys.
No.
The most important one of all, this media remote. We already know it's priceless, but if you had to slap a price on it, what would you say?
$500, baby. That's Apple economics.
$1.
The only people who are gonna care about it are gonna be the only kind of people who are willing to shell out money for something like that.
I'm going to
That's
say
how
20
Apple.
bucks.
That's how Apple gets to sell wheels for $1,000.
20 bucks. I'm going to
Yeah,
call
no,
it.
that seems very reasonable.
I'm going to say 20 bucks.
I'm gonna say $3 at Goodwill when inevitably it gets overstocked and
Absolutely.
just gets they're gonna be cheap.
My
and
opinion is that it should be 10 bucks, but they're going to inflate it, so 20 bucks.
Which is an absolutely outrageous price for a remote.
I see 20 bucks as like a base price.
So
Okay.
stupid.
Not these controllers, just the charging dock.
Oh, charging dock? I don't know. Usually I end up seeing like third-party charging docks and stuff.
This one's officially licensed by Sony.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably like, I would hope.
I'm assuming it's inductive.
it's probably gonna be like $20 or something like that. I would assume.
I've
My
seen
parents
charging docks.
just-
I think they're more expensive than that.
Parents just shoved an envelope through my door and scared the crap out of me.
Do you not have cell phones?
I would.
Jesus.
I can't send someone an envelope.
What, you guys send each other smoke signals from the other side of the house?
Okay.
I would
Additional.
hope that it's no more than $20, because God, that would be too much.
Okay. Additional controllers. How much?
Same. I don't know.
70.
I was gonna go 80.
80s, yeah, it's possible.
No, actually, I think you got it. Probably 70. I believe getting a new controller is the same as like getting a new game, so it's like 60.
I'm not one to talk about these things because
Neither am I. I'm just doing this for fun.
I'm a poor boy who's always wishing he could afford things.
No, Colin, you cannot put yourself in the same box as me because you've been hearing me talk, and I can't actually fathom putting my brain out there and thinking these outrageously high prices for stupidly not
Look up.
high price things. I can't wrap my head around that stuff, so I'm not gonna talk anymore about it.
Calvin, go look up the price for a DualShock 4.
And
don't
while
wanna
Calvin's
Just-
doing that,
I
David.
think I have seen it before. I just don't remember.
I mean, even those go for like $60 still.
Oh, but this one's HD though. It's high definition.
Oh,
Look how nice it is. It even comes in white.
it's pretty nice.
Not just black, but also white.
Wait, the controller is HD?
David, you can't do that when I'm sipping on my root beer.
I'm sorry, can I get that controller in 4K?
Dude, this
Oh,
controller looks so nice. It almost looks real.
Demanding that people get controllers specific for resolutions.
This controller almost looks real, man. Okay, final question. All this crap all bundled together because you know there's gonna be a bundle. Let's just assume just for the disc one.
Okay. You're asking the total price?
Yep. So if you get this whole bundle all together, not counting these controllers, let's say.
Okay. I actually.
Let's say like 2
have-
controllers.
I actually have a source on this one, so I
Ooh.
know exactly what to
I'm go-
expect.
I'm going to put my stupid brain answer forward first. And I'm gonna say no more than $800. So
Are we still measuring in
maybe-
dollars, or are we talking about like body parts at this
so
point?
like $799 is what I'm saying at a max.
I think that's actually a pretty fair assessment. I would almost say maybe a little bit lower. I would say maybe like $699.
I would actually probably agree with the $799 as a full bundle. obviously not doing the math here, just saying
How
that
much-
sounds
how much
reasonable.
did we say-
$6.99 would also sound good though.
Well, the thing is, how
Actually,
much did we say?
$6.99 does seem reasonable.
How much did we say that just this one would cost? Like,
I don't remember. That was so long ago.
What you said 500 to 600, David.
I think so. Yeah.
for the
for the
standard-
for
for
the
the
console.
standard- for the
Yeah, somewhere
standard
between
console.
5 to 750.
okay, so
I think
then
750 is gonna be way too much though.
then yeah, $7.99. That sounds reasonable.
Well, so I'm gonna bring it down and say 5 to 600
Right,
For what?
$7.99 would be
For the-
reasonable.
for the console for the
That-
unit.
That's what I said that you said. You already said 5. You said 5 to 600.
But it's not what I said. But now I'm changing it to be what I said.
No, you did say that, David. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, anyways, that's the hardware.
You said
We're
5 to 600 earlier, though.
So
'cause
that's
I
the hardware.
said
We're
that
gonna
you
move on
said
now.
that.
It didn't even get my thoughts. It didn't even. I got interrupted. And it didn't even get I was like, I have insider information. I know exactly how much it's gonna cost. And Kellen's like, but let me jump in, and then we argued.
My dad works at PlayStation. I know the answer.
My
But
dad works at
David-
Nintendo.
My dad is a PlayStation. All right, give it to me real quick, David.
All right, this console is gonna cost everything, all included. It's gonna cost too much.
Wow.
That's my final answer.
That's the most accurate information we possibly could have
It's
gotten.
gonna be so
Wow.
expensive.
Okay, so-
I've seen talk about them raising prices of AAA games because obviously now they're more complex. I mean, we're talking like $90 games.
Oh no, I don't want that in my life.
No, 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 no.
Okay, so final thoughts. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but here's my 2 cents. Okay, I think that they did a really good job catering to everyone. Because of the React videos I've seen, everyone has had their one game where they've seen the trailer for it and they've popped off and they've been like, yes, that's perfect for me.
Some people who are poor.
So in that regard, they nailed it.
Hopefully they make a faulty console so I can afford to buy a broken one and fix it. That's my dream.
My biggest concern,
They have the broken bundle. It's
Alright.
just somebody just took a hammer to the normal bundle and they're like, "Here you go."
Oh.
So my biggest
go ahead.
concerns,
Go ahead.
one was already dealt with. There was no talk of backwards compatibility. Apparently, it will be backwards compatible with PS4 games, and it's the biggest ones.
I think there was
will be-
supposed to be there's supposed to be select select backwards compatibility.
I'm fine with
I
that.
think.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
that. Okay. The biggest concern, obviously, no price. The fact that we had to spend that much time just speculating on what the price is going to be is a huge
Sony-
problem.
Sony, what's the price? And they're like, you'll buy it.
They're not wrong. That's what sucks about it.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think they did a really good job showing off a lot of games that people could look at and be like, yeah, that's the game I'm excited for. They kind of catered to everybody. I wish there was more information about the PS5 itself. They more focused on the games, and even then, a lot of the games they showed, there was not a lot of information for them.
There's some residual hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they did accomplish what they set out to do. Like, this is the PS5.
I think it was a very good option. Yeah.
But I kind of wish there was more information about it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we knew more about some of the games that are coming out. I thought of this just now. It seemed like there was a lot of games that are coming out in 2021. I didn't actually see very many holiday 2020 games, so I feel like it's possible this game could end up not having a very strong launch. Like,
That's entirely possible. Yeah, I'm also seeing now. I was looking into it a little bit more. They will either the PS5 5 is partially based on the PS4's architecture, apparently,
Mhm.
according to Eurogamer and another website I was just looking at.
Yeah, we
and
talked
I'm
about
seeing
that
that it'll either have partial or full backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4.
Yeah. So
Nothing about 3, 2, or 1 though.
I'm doubtful of that.
Yeah, which was something I was very impressed with about the Xbox, because they have full support for Xbox One, and any 360 or original Xbox game that plays on the One will also be playable on the Series X.
Calvin, your thought?
I was just gonna say I'm also doubtful of games from the PS3 or beforehand, but
Oh yeah, I am
but-
as well.
but I don't really mind all that much anyways.
I mind a little bit because I have a lot of games on my PlayStation 4 that I don't want to just have repackaged and sold to me again.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? Wait, what? What?
Borderlands.
I'm confused.
I bought Borderlands twice, including all the DLC. Let's see. Well, of course, I got a huge discount on the DLC because of the Handsome Collection, but you know what I mean. I got the original Borderlands again for the PS4.
Yeah, but backwards compatibility though. I'm
Yeah.
confused as to what you're saying compared to what
Well,
I
it's
just
only
said.
going to be some games. It's not going to be all of them.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, we don't know what all.
I would assume
yeah.
we could look at this as a reel. I would guess anything on that sizzle reel is going to be backwards compatible.
It's not like only like PlayStation exclusives are going to be backwards compatible.
They're not going to be at launch.
Maybe not at launch, no, but like I don't know, dude. I don't like. I hope that there's quite a lot that are, but I don't know.
Do you guys just want to keep talking about the PlayStation right now? Otherwise, I won't chime in with Xbox stuff.
Yeah. If you guys want to do an Xbox podcast sometime, I'm down. But like this is for the PS5.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, just like no price is extremely worrying to me.
One thing is for sure. This unit is gonna be a chunk.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a unit. It's like, if you can,
We're
look at
we're
the
buying a
size of the
PC
disk
at this
drive.
point. It's a
Like, just
PC
look
that
at-
hooks up to your computer.
Compare the size of the disk drive to like that of a slim PS3 or like even a PlayStation 4. I actually have a link. Do you want me to post it somewhere? I have it's a reference estimating how big it's supposed to be, and it is
Like
Give me the
It's
footnotes
so
version because I
big.
had to end screen soon.
comparatively, David, to my PC.
to your PC. It's smaller than your PC.
Okay.
You know how big like the original Xbox One was?
Nope.
Okay, okay. This is quite substantially larger than a PlayStation 4 Pro by quite a lot actually.
Than a PlayStation 4 Pro? I'm pretty sure that's what I have.
Yeah, that's
I
why
have
I'm
a
giving
PS4
you that
Pro, yeah.
for reference.
Oh, okay.
It's
Damn.
much bigger than
Like-
that.
It's chunky.
Okay, like taller and wider.
Yes.
The PS5 be thick.
The PS5 be so thick,
Okay.
just judging by disk drive size.
Gotcha.
I have an image here if you guys want me to post it somewhere, but
You can put in
This
PS5
is-
talk later because I
Alright.
really do need to start getting the stream ended here.
gotcha.
Do you guys give it any final thoughts before I end things?
I'm excited for new games.
I'm too poor to buy anything.
That
Uh,
too.
I want to play Kina.
Yes, I think
That
we can all agree on
too.
that.
Okay. I feel
Great
like
warrior.
I really do feel like Kina was the winner of the reveal.
Top 5 for me. Kina, Deathloop, Demon Souls, Resi 8, and oh god, what was the other one? The one with the poop.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Little Devil.
Yeah, Little Devil Inside.
No, let's not remember the name. Only that feature.
The one with the the one with the poop.
Little Poop Inside.
Little poop inside. A little poop outside.
David, your final thoughts?
The PS5 is never gonna sell. It's gonna
Oh,
be such a failure. You
Ghostwire.
can't play
Wait, no,
Mario on
wait.
PlayStation 5.
And there goes my
wait,
Sony
no.
sponsorship. Thanks, David.
Wait, no,
It's never gonna
wait,
sell. Why
wait,
would people buy a Switch, huh?
not the poop one, not the poop one.
Switch has
Actually,
good
I take it
graphics.
back. Ghostwire.
Okay. And on those lovely notes, I think it's time to end.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Yep. So, for those of you who stuck with us this whole time, thanks for watching whatever the fuck this was. I really appreciate it. This is something that I just wanted to try because I thought it would be fun. If you guys want to see us come back and talk about the Xbox, I guess I guess I can.
Comparison.
Yeah, I guess I can go. I guess I'll go watch that reveal. Just let me know in feedback in the Discord. Did Crackerbot ever get his link? I actually don't know. I'll send it just in case.
I did not send him once because I didn't see him in stream chat.
Okay.
So.
He'll have to get it another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been it from us. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow is Soviet Sunday. Yeah, so we'll be playing Soviet Gem Jam. Tomorrow, I Englished really good there.
Come, Jam.
Yep.
Don't do English good.
There'll be Soviet Sunday tomorrow. I'm gonna do it at 3, just at the normal time, because last time I did it at 7 and it didn't go well. And yeah, I got nothing left. Follow me on Twitter, I guess, at CEFG100. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, CEFG101. This will be going up in probably on Monday. I'm gonna put this up in place of that VOD where I reacted, I think, because the VOD got copyright claimed to hell, and I don't feel like fighting that. There's so many claims on it. What?
You made this? No, this is ours. This is our content.
My name's on it. What do you mean?
Yeah, no. Never mind. It's a bad joke. Don't listen to me. Why am I here? Why'd you invite me?
All
right. So yeah, thank you all for watching again. Again, that's Soviet Sunday tomorrow at 3. I've been CEFG. That's Calvin. David, would you like to plug your Twitch?
That's all right.
That's all right.
All right.
I do YouTube and Twitch. Go follow.
He cut out.
And that's been.
Oh, he left. Okay.
Buddy.
There you go. Yep, Saffy Smash. Go check him out. All right, I'm out of here. I need to go fucking eat food. It's been a pleasure, everybody. Again, let me know in the Discord, on Twitter, or just wherever if you want to see more of this. I would be down to do more. And hopefully you have it looking nicer than what it looks like right now. All right. We did good, Calvin. I'm going to go get food now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.